whatever time of day it is for you. My name is Justin Kewlimp, and that whole host of names, that's the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's kind of a reference to a character I want to make in Mage, but I have to get a Mage game to play in first. And tonight, we're going to be continuing on where we left off. In the last session of the game, they showed up to the library within the moon. They kind of futzed around it for a little bit. They talked to the librarian, owner of it. They got a grand history from him. And they were constantly asked if they wanted anything or if there's anything he could do to make their lives a little bit easier. Trying to be super helpful with them. They were able to find the book, and someone made the promise that they would try to get the Lich to make a third wish. Now, they don't know exactly what that is about, but it kind of points something out to them, but they didn't know what it was. They never figured that part out. And he's like, okay, well, I will take you back to your ships. Would you like me to do that? And he teleported them back to the ship. When we last left off, that's where they are. We're going to go ahead and do a real quick roll call here. Like I said, my name is Justin. I'm the storyteller, and I kind of do a lot of stuff over my time and my days, and I'm glad that you're here with me. Next up on my list, I'm going left to right in roll 20. We have Zach P.
Hi, I'm grad assistant at ISU, Indiana State University. I'm a socially awkward nerd who references dead memes. Big Chungus.
What's wrong with dead memes? I love dead memes. Get me closer so I can hit it with my sword. Get that meme.
Oh, I love that one.
Next up, we have Robert.
All right. Well, as Justin said, I am Robert. Hard to say a lot about myself.
Not so much about yourself, about the character. The character's the more important person here.
Well, about the character, that would be Jack Williams. Bit of a smart mouth. Also, he no trusty the librarian, because something just feels off.
And finally, we have Lord Zed, 2424, playing Zero. You still here? Are you getting down on?
Yeah, I'm here. But I might the oven's still heating up. Yeah, like Justice said, or Kewlimp, whatever you want to call him. Because I know I refer to him as many things on my stream, character-wise. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, like you said, I played Zero, and she is totally down, dog, to play some game. But very sad that she doesn't have 4 players. Put out punch.
Alrighty. Oh, let me do this real quick. I forgot to throw out some notices. I'm going to have to hit up the Twitter real quick. Now, we are waiting for my boy Drew to show up. He is a truck driver, like professional truck driver.
Speaking of the devil.
Nah, he's not the devil. He just thinks he is.
Check.
We can hear you.
Sweet.
Introduce yourself, sir, and your character.
Are we online? Are we live with everybody now?
Yes, we're live.
Sweet. I don't remember my character. Alright. Hello guys, my name's Andrew. I'm gonna be playing Zafan Manu. I am a Cult of Ecstasy Mage, aka Juicer.
So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Well, as long as it's electric. I mean, then again, I do have other pipes. I mean, I got those over here. Let's do this! Where my patches at? I'm gonna start.
I think he's the only one that's excited out of all of us to play.
I'm excited. I'm excited to do it. I'm just very docile in nature.
All right.
Remember, I go to multiple different states depending on what element I'm using.
Well, just make sure the Fire Nation doesn't attack, and you'll be good to go. Yep.
Wrong element.
Apparently, Netflix is supposed to be doing a better thing than that movie.
You know what?
What
If they can
movie?
pull it off, kudos to them. As long as Shyamalama isn't directing, I'll be happy.
Apparently, Jackie Chan's in it.
I mean, it's kind of hard to it's kind of hard to do better than the two series, both the original Avatar and the Korra Legend.
Well, I'm talking
No,
about
no,
the
no, no.
real
We're
life
talking about
one.
another movie.
No, we're talking. It's a series,
Oh,
real life series,
They want to do a
Live action.
live action
remake,
scene.
basically.
Well, again, I maintain it's not hard to beat the animated CGI garbage that was
The movie.
the last Airbender.
Yeah.
Not taking a hot take here, I know for sure. But take a
I'm
look
sorry
at the comparison.
they made some sort of movie from Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Yes.
because I'm pretty sure that doesn't exist.
It basically boiled down to a piece of hot garbage. To be frank with you guys, hot garbage.
Yeah.
And not like that
talking-
nice hot garbage that has like pizza in it, so you at least get something fragrant. We're talking that hot garbage that smelled like something shat in there. That shit fucked another piece of shit. They had a baby shit, and that baby shit smelled worse than everything else in the world. That's how hot garbage it was.
I just want to point this out, Justin. You should do a podcast of just you ranting about shitty movies.
I think that's a little too common.
Because that analogy was just perfect.
And I wish it
I
was
mean,
mine.
I mean, it's not a bad movie if you're looking for a movie where they get every character stereotype and racial color wrong.
I was about to say, motherfucker, please. All
streamed
right.
They streamed the first season in what? An hour?
So, we're picking up on the
well,
game.
They skipped all the good stuff.
We're picking up on the game, and where we left off on the game, we had a situation where they have a grand history. They are back on their spaceship.
So, who wants to vote that was too easy, my peeps? High five! Yeah! No. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Albatross just shifts uncomfortably in his seat and tries not to look at you.
You guys all need to chill and have more fun. God.
You may want to lay off the hard drugs.
Fun. We went into a library. We looked at books, or we looked at some books. We looked at books on French that I couldn't even read because I didn't have any way to understand French. We talked to some weird guy, and you know what? I just need to calm down. Hold on a second.
The weird guy looked like a damn Minotaur, you know? Like, perfectly a Minotaur. Like, anything. Like, no CGI effects, no shitty CGI effects, and definitely no
He
good
did
makeup.
not look like a Minotaur.
In her mind, it was. Let her have this one.
Wait, you thought she looked like a Minotaur? I didn't see a Minotaur.
So,
Yeah, if it works for you, I guess.
so what are we gonna do today, pinkies?
Excuse me.
No, okay. You guys suck at cultural references.
What exactly is a pinky?
Do I? No. She just shakes
Isn't
her
that like the
head.
end? Isn't like a small finger, right? The pinky.
She now definitely shakes her head.
I am aware of the finger. I am aware of what my fingers are called. What I want to know is, why are we those things?
She thinks to herself and goes, You don't get out much, eh?
I get out plenty.
Let me put some good education into you, good sir. First episode, September 9th, 1995. Lab rats. Come on.
I have no idea what that is.
Wasn't that show done on the Disney Channel?
No, it's Kids WB. Get it right, people. Come on, work with me here. You had 2 lab rats and a great, awesome, kick-ass theme song.
By the way, this conversation is happening as you're walking onto the ship.
Yeah, that's a bit.
Oh, you're referring to the pinky one, the one where he's like, "Fight!" That thing with the weird mouse and the one with the really big head.
Yeah, it had like...
There's no way he fits through the bars of his cage.
Yeah, and all the time that I think he did, too. Like, that was totally... But, like, yeah, it ran till 1998. 4 seasons! She pulls up her phone. It is 75% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Out of character, do you just happen to know that statistic, or do you have it in front of you?
I will not deny or I plead the fifth.
As you're having this conversation, you manage to make it back towards the where you originally walked in, and you're sitting there in front of the captain, and the captain's looking at you like, huh. I figured it'd take you a couple days with a library this size.
The librarian was very helpful.
That seems kind of opposite of what you
helpful.
told me about how the what did y'all call him, a lich? Told y'all back at the tower.
They don't seem to be on the best of terms.
So be it. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna get the ship going. Is that all right with you four?
Of course.
Ready Player 4 is ready to go. Oh shit! I'm as she runs to her.
I mean,
Would you like
You're
us
the
to hold
pilot.
on to
You're
the
the
book
one-
in the safe?
Very well. Okay, Albatross passes the book to him.
All right.
Or does he want Albatross to do it himself?
You see him walk over to the captain's chair, and there is it's something you didn't notice before, but the way that it's built, it has the ability to slide forward. You see him stick his claw down into the safe, and he seems to be manipulating something, and he pops the lid off. He sets the book down inside. He puts down back on the lid. You hear him crack it to the right, remove his hand, and the seat rolls back and glides back on these hidden slide rails you didn't see back into its original position. It'll take us about 2 days subjectively to get back to the location, back to the tower. That time is yours. Please be mindful not to blow up my ship while you're having this downtime. And then he'll go back and he starts talking with the navigator, plotting out the course. You hear him give a couple orders, and people seem to start responding. Now, we're going to do the same thing we did before.
oh, I think I lost everybody.
Are you still there, man?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Drew. This is going to be an amusing night if he has connectivity problems all night long. All right. So, I'm going based off of my list. Fate, what are you doing in 2 days of downtime?
Okay, first day, Prophet is going to check his gear again and make sure everything is running at peak capacity.
Okay, that doesn't take any time at all. That's something you can do in the morning before you masturbate.
Did I call him Prophet? I meant Albatross, sorry.
Yeah. Does he do anything significant? Does he try to find someone to work with on martial arts? Anything like that?
Okay, sure, he'll try to find a nice sparring partner to keep his skills sharp.
All right.
Do I roll for that?
Oh no, not on this ship. There's so many people. But give me a Dex and Brawl roll.
Okay, doing that. Give me a sec.
Here we go.
Yeah.
And for any viewers who may have joined us, hello, how are you doing tonight? I see one name I don't recognize here, and that's Thicker. Or Thicker. Which, I'm fine with that name.
Welcome.
Okay, there
Alright.
we go. Did I do that formula right?
It's close enough. You can just roll all 6 at the same time. But that's fine, don't worry about it. The current sparring partner you find on the first day to train, you knock him around. He doesn't do anything good. But y'all go at it for the majority of the day. What do you do on the second day?
The first fight was too easy for my liking. I tried to find a superior opponent.
Alright, give me that roll again. You don't knock around this guy so easily, but he manages a few blows in on you that get you going.
Now I'm motivated.
All right, moving over next. Robert, you have 2 days. What are you doing in that time frame?
You know, that is a great question. I mean, do we still have the book, or did we already return it?
The book hasn't been returned. You're on your way back to return the book.
I'm going to be studying that book.
Okay. That's going to take up both days. Let me see something real quick. Your intelligence, I believe, is pretty high, isn't it?
Give me a sec to check, and I can give you the exact number. It is 3 dots in intelligence out of 5. And in case you forgot, I do speak French, Latin, Spanish. I understand Elder Futhark, so I guess
Language
read
isn't a
that
problem.
one.
Give me wits and academics.
Oh, cool. Let me see if I actually bought. Oh, yay! A thing I invested in.
Normally it
I'm
would be a
assuming-
research role, but I can give you academics because he's probably had to study and cram before.
Oh, he certainly has. I'm assuming difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6. It's not a hard book to read. It's thicker than a Snicker, if you know what I mean.
You're just barely scraping by.
You managed to make your way through the book. You don't find anything that stands out. There's lots of names in this book. You also see a lot of places, a lot of historical facts. And it doesn't just cover one place. It covers not just Earth, it covers other planets' histories, like ones you've never heard of. And parts of it read similar to basically a litany of king successions. Jack was succeeded by Robert, who was succeeded by blank, who was succeeded by blank. And it goes on and on and on for like 3 chapters. But there's nothing out in there that you really recognize as standout moments. Give me one more roll. You get through the back half of the book and you don't notice anything particular. Does he have eidetic memory? Okay,
He does not know.
Okay, I don't see that. That's all right. Lord Zed,
Uh,
what is Zero
hey.
doing during this time?
So, Zero ran off when she said Ready Player 4 and literally found the biggest, another scrapbook that she probably has on her.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as nerds, we have tons of books on it that are full paper.
Yeah.
I know I do. So she digs through one of her bags and she starts coming up and writing, literally, Ready Player 4 and keeps control, writes the first story of the first amazing crew, Avengers, and calling it Ready Player 4.
Is this basically a journal of the chronicles that we're going through?
No, she's more fluffing it up, like making so that she can publish. Making it more exciting.
So a fictional version.
Yeah.
Give me wits. It's going to be wits and crafts. Because you don't have that ability, it's going to be a difficult 8.
Don't tell me I have to actually write this book.
No.
Okay.
This just determines how well your writing is. Welcome back, Drew.
Wits and crafts?
Wits and crafts. Can you hear us, Drew?
Sorry.
Well, she
Yeah,
has no
sorry, I'm
crafts.
That's the
I'm
reason
going
it's
through bad
difficulty 8.
signal area.
Can she use intelligence instead due to creative logic?
Nope.
Okay.
Intelligence is when you edit.
Oh, okay.
Wits is to write it.
So she's going 3. 10.
By the way, guys, I take notes.
Well, she ain't crafted. That's so good. Her hype it.
So, right now, the book is filled with cliche after cliche. And even while writing it, she sees the most obvious and common trope there ever is, and that's the hero's journey, and it's front and center. You weren't paying so much attention to how you were writing it, just you were writing down a story. And the main character, which is your own perspective, in the story, because you're fictionalizing it, they lose their mother and father at a young age in this book. And their uncle started raising her.
She looks at this and goes, okay.
They also live in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, nicer place, I heard. I'll keep it.
Well, no, it's in a desert.
Fuck that.
You get what I'm throwing down, right?
Yeah.
Do. Like it's obvious when you sit down at the end of the first day and you're reading through this. You're like, ah.
So she just takes what she wrote. If it's 2 pages or 1 page.
No, you wrote like 5 pages. Like you spend the day writing. You.
How many pages roughly in this notebook is left? Roughly.
Is she handwriting it?
Yeah, she would have.
Handwriting it? There's. You're halfway through the book. Halfway through the notebook.
So. It's rip, uncle, through at wall, and scream.
All right. Now, what do you do on the second day?
Second day, she's going to good things that she's good at and working on that programming AI.
All right. Give me intelligence and computer for this. Again, you don't get creative logic because you're still working on the base code.
8. There's what she's good at.
All right, it's getting a little bit more put together. Since you're writing from scratch, you're having to do a lot of the legwork that you would normally just be able to rip off from someone else.
Yeah, no, she wants to make it her own, unique.
So you're still dealing with the very, very math heavy portion of this. You haven't even got to the like the beginning of logical consistency within it. Drew.
I have to step away for a minute.
All right. What is Juicer doing on 2 days of downtime?
All right, and it's 2 days of downtime. He is inside his room. I guess I'm taking it in because they have all the furnishings inside the room.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so he's in there at the desk. He's working on his formulas for both his patches and his vape juice.
All right. So
he's trying to tweak them more because he needs the ones to add more. Because basically, how I don't know if you ever.
So he's trying to develop a better chemical.
Yeah, you know how Batman Beyond, when the Bane formula got passed over and they made those patches that could make people stronger, they were the Bane formula.
I do not remember that, but I understand the theory. I understand what you're throwing down. That's going to be intelligence and
he uses
science.
life magic to boost himself as well. That's what he's working on is basically using those as a focus point, and he's trying to make the formula better so that he has more control of where his strength goes.
So, because
Or
I'm
if he
rolling the
wants
dice for
to
you,
add any sort of chimera,
I understand.
to it
I get
or not.
where you're coming from. Don't have to over-explain to me. Sorry, I deal with that at work all the time. People trying to explain stuff I understand. But yeah, you're basically working on your formulas, right? Drew, did you drop off again?
Yeah, like I said, I'm going through bad signal.
All right. You don't make any progress on that. You keep coming around. When you take a look at the math and the physics of it, you end up right back where you started again. What do you do on the second day?
No, I mean I'm doing it for both days.
Both days?
Yeah, both days. Because I don't have a book. I don't have the book. I'm going back through my journal, through my checking my formulas, and I'm like something is wrong, and so I'm trying to come up with the answer, but I'm probably not getting anywhere.
Thank you for following, Amber Wolf Lady. You make a little bit progress on day 2. You haven't reinvented the wheel, but it's not anything new or spectacular either. You've taken some of the formulas that you have had, and you are now able to combine different flavors with it. So some of the formulas you had are now customizable to taste.
Okay, for the chimera stuff.
This is your in general formulas.
Oh, my general formulas. Okay, then I'll have to
This is all of your formulas. You were sitting down doing math and physics.
Oh, I know.
He's
just there.
On the start of the third day, you guys find yourself back at the Lich's Tower. The landing platform is still there. And are you going to go back down with the book now?
Yes, Albatross is going to go retrieve the book.
Not a problem. The captain hands it to you.
Thank you.
And anyone staying behind? Anyone wants to stay on the ship? Anything like that?
No, I'll go with him.
Jack will definitely head along.
Got full charge. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a bit of a hypochondriac right now, so you might see me take my temperature a few times.
That's fine. So Albatross looks at Zero and says, "Are you coming?" Lord Zed, are you there?
Oh, he had to step away for a moment. I think he's pulling his onion rings out of the oven. I don't know what man or woman oven bakes their onion rings. I know. I'm taking a stance here. I'm not even a fan of onion rings.
I do.
You do?
Yep.
Huh. I didn't know that was a common thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it with a little bit. You can do a little bit of oil on the bottom, heat up the pan, get it nice and hot, put them on there, and just do it in the oven, and they'll work just fine.
Of course it would be you.
But I was doing it as an alternate because at one point we were using ones that were didn't have gluten or anything in it. They used like another type of.
It was probably
breading
when
or
your mom
something.
started her diet, right?
No, it was me and Holly.
Huh. Did not know that. All right, so we're not going to wait for him to get back, although it looks like his mic just popped up for a moment. You all get off the ship and you're walking in like you did before. Door opens up. It still creaks a little bit. They still haven't oiled the hinges on this place. The identified as a lich now is sitting behind his desk as he was before, reading another grimoire of some unimaginable power, you assume. Have you returned with my book?
Yes, I have. But before I present it to you, I have one question.
And that would be...
Are you the first lich?
Yes, I am.
I see. Then I'm sorry, but I have one more question.
And that would be...
What can I offer you to convince you to make a third wish?
And again, the tower erupts in laughter. That Jin. He's waited millennia for me to make that third wish. You see him walk over to one of his grimoires. He runs his barely fleshed fingers over the spines of the book, and he pulls one out. He sets it down on his desk, takes the other book, puts it up back where it belongs on the bookshelf. And you see him open up the book, almost like it was magic. But he uses his actual hands, but it looks like it's magic. He turns around his book holder. It has a name, I forget what it is. And you see the book almost coming to life. This is what you're dealing with. If I should ever make my third wish, he can bring all of his brethren into our world. He, at least I believe it's a he, it's hard to tell with their race. Their females don't wear shirts either, and they're not very well developed, if you understand. If you're into that fleshy nonsense. They're trying to obliterate our universe.
Sorry about that.
It's
So-
alright.
I was cooking.
That Shin was meant to collect all 7 keys as well. But he failed in his task when I managed to summon him once upon a time. That's just me scratching my beard because it's a lich. That's not the not the lich. If he should ever make his third wish, he can freely pull his brothers in. I will not be making the third wish. In fact, this is the first time in 3 centuries I've even used that word.
I see. Unfortunately, that was the price of this book. Should I be concerned?
Did you try, or did you say that you would make me?
I received the book in exchange for promising to either make you make your third wish or die trying.
She right away. Zero steps in hearing that and goes, "I'm not with him." And Red steps a little bit farther away.
I wasn't going to try anything.
Well, as long as you make the attempt, and that's what the promise was. Do you hold a high price on your honor?
Yes.
Then
I
that
got a
price
question.
is your universe. The book, please.
I got a question. When you make this third wish for him, does it have to include his brothers?
It is a part of
sisters?
the. It is a part of their species.
And what species is that? Please tell me it's an awesome, dope minotaur.
The Jin.
Fuck! Okay,
What if-
we're all screwed.
if-
Nice to know you.
What if the wish, like, included binds them to someone else? Someone we can kill?
Not to quote that old ridiculous being, but that which is eternal cannot be killed. Binding to human flesh is no more possible than binding it to the flesh it already owns.
So, what about if this... I was playing this game, and basically it's a narrative story. And what we had to face a Jinn, I remember. I think it was like, not a genie, but it was more like rocky thing with a big malice. But anyways, what we did was we got an ancient powerful archmage, and we binded it with a little girl.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
No.
Why are you binding mages to
quiet.
girls?
In this case, you are found yourself in quite the pickle. I think that's the phrase that you used to use, right, Roman? You see one of the skeletons nod. Either you make the sacrifice of a little of your honor and give me the book and find the key, or you hold on to the book and I don't tell you where one of the keys are.
The mission comes first. Yeah, Albatross hands him the book.
You see him take the book. He sets it on his pedestal. He turns it around. He puts the other book back up as well. And then you see him start flipping through it. With the way that the pedestal and the book holder is standing, you can't see how far he's flipping into it, but he's moving at extraordinary pace through this. You see him stop at one point. He looks at it, closes it, and then puts it on the bookshelf. Like it belonged there. Like it never should have left there. It's kind of hard to tell. He takes the original book that he had out, pulls it off, sets it on the pedestal, flips it back open to the page he was at. And if he had a way of looking malicious, this would be that moment. The key is in my dungeon. It is what attracts all the adventurers to recover it. I will tell you now, it is quite treacherous. Or you can do me another task.
Dungeon crawl! Dungeon crawl! Dungeon crawl!
There is a silver platter, and I can tell you where it's at. Again, it's not so inconspicuous that you can't find it. Guarded by a dragon.
She giggles.
It hoarded it some time ago, and I would like it back. In exchange, you don't have to run through the dungeon. And you keep all of your limbs and all of your allies.
How old is this dragon, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't know.
Well,
I heard it's a pacifist, but you can never tell with dragons. The definition of a pacifist dragon varies from realm to realm.
And he's guarding a silver plate that's yours?
It's guarding a hoard of treasure. The plate just happens to be in that treasure.
So, I wonder if it's chromatic or metallic. That'll be more interesting than a dungeon run. To the dragon!
No.
I vote dragon.
By the way, for anyone who's actually curious,
I'm gonna need more stem packs.
my notes. And I am not joking. I spent time handwriting out my notes. That way I don't go back on what I was intending on doing.
Okay.
So, if I'm getting this correctly, guys, the idea is that we either go and do a dungeon crawl, which most likely we will be missing limbs, unless any of us are half lizard and can grow them back, or we go and talk to a dragon that supposedly could be a pacifist, but most likely is not and is going to char us, which again, if we're a lizard is great, if we're not, we're kind of screwed.
I vote dragon.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, I would. Like, who doesn't want to meet a real live dragon?
Jack raises his hand.
You guys need to live a little. Play some pop culture. You know what? I wonder if we could go back to my house. I could get my stack of books and we can live a little.
I am not familiar with that jester of yours.
Oh, see. So there was this
Quiet.
guy. Okay.
The one with his hand in the air. I'm not familiar with that jester.
Oh, it means I don't want to meet a dragon, particularly if it's quite possibly murderous.
I have no way of identifying the emotions of dragons. They're as foreign to me as you are now to me.
Do they speak English?
I don't know.
No,
The plate was stolen under a time of reconstruction. Much like the book.
Oh, so you want us to get it back for you?
Correct.
Sweet.
and then we can loot treasure.
It's like that episode of Get Backers.
No.
It is your choice. Either way, you can go through my dungeon and recover the key, or you can travel to a distant world and distant realm is a better way for your understanding, and recover the key and recover the plate for me, and I'll give you the key.
How many levels in your dungeon?
Around 25.
Oh,
so
fuck
the
no.
Dante's Inferno thing. Okay, yeah, that's great. No, I think I'd rather just go deal with the dragon.
I'd rather not go deal with the Dungeons of the Archmage. In this case, the Archlich.
Again, Dante's Inferno. Not looking forward to this.
Oh, I do have a sub-basement if you are quite curious about that. There are other treasures down there if you can make it down to the 9th level.
There's not really
And I take it you have guardians at every level.
Absolutely. Where do you find that book was written from?
Definitely dragon sounds about right about now. Nice.
Oh, you had to give me a history lesson. Kind of curious of where that book came from. I don't know, guys.
Dante
Either way,
Alighieri didn't ever make his way to hell. He found his way through an extra-dimensional portal here, and instead of traveling up, he traveled down. The rest of his book is utter nonsense and allegory. Roasting, I believe, is a colloquial term. His critics of his previous works.
I need to.
Not a fan of Christianity. That works.
But very well. I believe we are we believe we have all unanimously decided to seek out the dragon.
And Devil May Cry is now ruined for me.
How is
Oh,
Devil
please,
May-
Zero. You'll get your.
How is
You'll
Devil
get
May
your
Cry
Devil May
ruined
Cry.
for you?
I don't know. That was her. 'Cause,
He grabs a not a large quill pen, but it's definitely a quill fountain pen. Dips it in some ink, writes down something on a piece of paper, and passes it over towards you. It looks like it's coordinates again, much like you saw that you received for this guy. And he's like, and he sits down and you see him start reading again. And he looks like he hasn't, well, once he starts reading, if you stick around to just watch him for a few minutes, he doesn't acknowledge your presence any longer. And the only time he moves is to lift up his hand and do this number. Swiping to the left, flipping over to the next page.
Zero is like a schoolgirl. She's running back to the ship because she wants to go see if it's literally, like she said, metallic or chromatic.
I guess we start heading back to the ship. What's the There's Albatross and who's the other guy? I haven't seen him before.
Jack Williams, Zero, and Albatross.
What does Jack Williams look like?
He actually included a picture.
Yeah, I actually included a picture if you hop on roll 20.
He cannot.
I cannot do roll 20. Yeah.
Okay, give me one moment. I think I have it saved anyway. I'll just pop it into the chat.
Well, Albatross, that Zero character is interesting. So, I guess we're going to look for a dragon and possibly die?
Again, he referred to the dragon as a pacifist. He
yes,
did.
but he also said he's not sure.
He also said he couldn't tell your emotions either.
That's true.
He's basically
hard to see
saying
emotions on a
he's
map.
alien to you as a dragon is to everyone else.
So, I turned to the guy that's basically void engineer and looks like he has some standing. My dude, can we hit up Earth, especially Texas City before we go? Because you guys really need to play this game. Because I feel like we need some pop culture team building exercises here.
I feel like with the fate of the multiverse, whatever you want to call it, at stake, maybe now isn't the best time.
But seriously, see, you guys gotta get on my board, my references. Like, basically, there was this game that was pretty dope back in... Anyways, pretty dope. Invented by a cool old dude that I would love to meet. Ooh, what if he... Ooh.
The captain looks visibly upset by your desire to sidetrack the mission.
I was just looking for some team building.
If you want some team building, go and deal with some of the fighting folks. They'll help your team build a lot.
This ship is not just a captain, right? I mean, it's like any other starship. It's like stacked with guards, security, everything, right?
Security. There's people who are just swapping decks because that's all they're doing because they're still in the academy.
Drew,
There's a lot of drones as well doing menial labor.
I don't know if you were here for this, but we're on the Star Fox ship from Nintendo.
Yeah, Justin told me. I was like, really? We chose Star Fox? Okay.
Over a TARDIS or Warhammer 40k ship.
Hey, this
Chose
is
the
what
Star
happens.
Fox over the TARDIS?
Hey, this is what happens when you're playing with a character that Robert is playing that's like not culturally educated. She picked the first dope space video game ever.
Oh, child.
Well, you said the first video game ever. I figured you would have picked something from, like, I don't know, Oregon Trail. Like, let's have it look like a wagon.
You know what I mean.
Right there. Talk to it. So the captain looks at it. He hands the coordinates to the navigator, who puts it in. And you see the ship start doing calculations. And a map comes up with a visible display. Now, there is a reason I'm giving you guys so much downtime in the beginning, is because I want you to have reasons to increase your skills and so forth and so on. He's like, oh, that's not too far from here. That's just about a day. And the next day goes by pretty quickly. You're already preparing for dealing with a dragon. You also know that he sends out a scout that's faster than the starship. And about halfway through the day, it comes back with the geological report for where the dragon is supposed to be on this world.
It was a probe with Kip attached to it.
What you notice, and this was only what the probe picked up, is it did some geological surveying, and it found only one entrance into this location. Although the entrance is huge, well, large enough for a dragon to fill out. It is also has a huge cavernous cove, I guess it would be called. Just a wide open, like, antechamber, like, big type of area. And it couldn't pick up the treasure, but it does give you a sense of how large this is. We're talking kilometers wide. So completely walkable within a reasonable time frame, but it's not going to be something that's going to be a 15-minute walk back and forth.
How many of you just want to bet that we're gonna fight Smog? I believe it was Smog. I can't remember. A long time since I watched it. Watched it when it came out.
Oh, I'm down to fight Cumberpatch.
All right, and with this little moment, we're going to take a quick break. I want to get up and stretch my legs real quick. It'll give people a chance to chat about what they want to do, or if they just want to go ahead and take a real quick break as well, eat onion rings, what have you, chit chat. I will be back in about 5 minutes.
Jack, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Not Zed. Jack.
Oh, Jack. I heard Zach.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
do you mean me?
No, Jack, right? Okay, so we have Albatross, or is Jack your name?
We have Albatross and Mr. Williams, and Zero is me.
So Jack Williams, or is it Jack Albatross?
Albatross is Fate.
Yeah, Williams is here. Don't worry.
And Williams is
Hold
Rob.
on. Williams is Robert.
Yeah.
I haven't met you, Robert. So I was just curious.
Yeah, that's fine. Answer is no to your question, by the way. Not a void engineer.
Okay, so what
That's
are
fake.
you?
Order of Hermes.
Oh, okay. So you're like the Harry Potter kind of thing, or Wizard of the Coast kind of stuff.
More of the puppet master pulling your strings.
Mm,
That's the Order of Hermes are not the ones to take front and center. They are usually the ones that help more from a background political standpoint, it feels like.
no, but I mean your magic is done more like a Harry Potter, like learning and practicing spells and things like that.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
that is the yes.
Okay, so and Zach or Zero, you're an adept or an engineer,
I'm an adept. Engineer's
Okay.
fate.
and Fate is Albatross.
Yes. I am
Okay.
Albatross. And Albatross is
Alright.
a void engineer.
Yeah, I'm like, so it's like they throw out a whole bunch of names, and I'm like, okay, wait, so Fate. Well, I only see 4 characters here. Who's all these other people? I was confused. All right.
Fate is his Discord name.
Right. No, I got that. I was just confused of who was the engineer and who was the adept, and I didn't know what Williams was or Robert. Okay, guys. So we're gonna go fight a dragon.
I mean, if you guys like, I can try to reason with the dragon because, and reason in a way that doesn't get us completely screwed over because we went from Lich to Genie, back to Lich, and now on to Dragon. I don't like where this is going.
Oh, Zero loves it.
Yeah, you really do. Speaking of which, if you're looking to fight Zero, you might want to check out their academy or something on the ship and see if you can train with some of their recruits or higher ups or something. I'm probably gonna do that.
I'm totally mental.
You will
You're more
not
learning from
find-
one.
I was gonna say you are not gonna find an argument from me.
I'm like, no, you definitely did. I don't know, take a Zen class or something.
Man, I'm all types of Yanni face today.
And he's just leaving smoke and trails.
He's leaving
Oh, crap,
smoke
I need
in
to go.
trails.
Yeah, because he's a juicer, he's a vapor. He's like, from his mask is just like pouring smoke.
You missed what I said.
I'm not leaving vape entrails. I'm not leaving entrails anywhere. My entrails are still inside.
All right.
I
Everyone
mean,
back.
Do you have any ability, Williams, to communicate with a dragon? Like, I mean, have your people ever done so?
I mean, I'm from Earth, so probably not.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you think you can try and communicate with a dragon, I say, yeah, shoot, and the rest of it will just get ready to go and
let's
fight it.
let's just hope, pray, and be thankful if I at least manage to get us out of this situation without dying.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go. But hey, if you think you got it, I say go for it.
If you've got it, flaunt it.
Now sparkle.
Well, ready when you all are.
I'm making sure everyone's back first.
Oh yeah, I'm back. I'm ready to go.
All right. That's the one I want. All right. Let's see if I can't get some attention tonight. All right. So you get back to the ship. the captain tells you what's going on with the analysis, pointing out that they didn't have a time to do a detailed geological survey. They didn't do a full sonograph. In that they only was able to do part of one. You arrive near the spot. You're still in orbit. Like, he hasn't taken the ship out of orbit. And he's like, what would you like us to do?
Do we have time to get like a more detailed lay of the land, or is that just only what the probe is able to get?
That's only what the probe was able to get in half a day.
I see. What are the atmospheric conditions?
Earth normal.
Oh, that's a good sign.
A little higher on the oxygen, but nothing that's going to be harmful for you.
Very good.
You might want to be careful, a little careful of some of the bugs. They might be a little bit larger than normal.
Are any of them on the, did the probe manage to capture images of them?
No. It picked up atmospheric conditions, which shows Earth light, good oxygen to nitrogen ratio, where it's not going to affect your lungs in any adverse way. And it looks like it is a agrarian medieval society in comparative to Earth standards.
I got the perfect outfit.
If you'd like, we can send you down in a stealth shuttle to drop you off on the surface of the planet. But given the nature of this planet, we are not going to take our ship down into orbit.
Can we just like teleport down to the planet so we can just yell, "Beam me up, Scotty"?
The gentleman who runs that does not like that joke.
Okay. Is his name Scotty?
Plus, we're not sure if the plate is an unenchanted plate, and we're not sure how well that would go through our teleporting technology. It may have a resistance to it.
I think stealth shuttles should be fine.
If you would like, we do have a set of clothing for you that is culturally appropriate for what we have seen on the planet. Or you can wear whatever you want. We do recommend that you do not go around shooting laser guns or anything of that nature. Although hermetic magic, and he puts his quotations around that, hermetic style of magic, if you believe in magic, would probably be well cast here, while our technological based science might not be as prevalent.
You know what? I got the
So,
perfect outfit.
Wits and enigmas, everybody. I'll roll for Drew.
Oh, thank you, good sir.
Difficulty 6, and Drew cannot roll.
I'm sorry, wits and what?
Enigmas.
Enigma. Does this count as puzzles?
No.
God damn it.
Does it count as esoteric or cosmology?
I guess cosmology could work.
Just a higher difficulty, I guess.
Yeah.
Ooh!
Alright.
Slash the other way. Slash before the R.
It's up to you. If you don't want it and you want to just leave it as Enigma, I'm cool with that too.
So, he seems to be hinting at, what you guys know in character. Albatross doesn't pick up on it. Some magic may be harder here, because they're not a technologically based society. So, everything is data is only going to help you so far as this planet is concerned.
Should go.
Since the only thing that has been scoped out has been this little area, as far as a proper mapping, it's the only place where you can actually cast your magic, is what he's getting at. If you're a highly technological data type of sorcerer.
Well, good thing I'm not.
Same here.
So, he'll direct you towards the ship, the stealth shuttle. We're gonna go around the table here. I'm gonna begin with Albatross. Are you taking anything special?
Nope. I guess just unless you want me to roll that unless you want me to make that a secret weapon roll again.
Let me do that roll for you. I knew I forgot to do something today. I have been working on homework like non-fucking stop, like no fucking joke. And I'll tell you what, it is frustrating. Some of it. Sorry, I'm pulling up the book right now to remember what I have to roll for you. Thankfully, I didn't have to write out an entire pseudocode, because that shit would have annoyed the living piss out of me. Oh, come on. You should have found it by now.
You have got to be kidding me.
Kidding you about what?
Nothing.
Spit it out, sir.
Later.
Alright. I thought it was something about this game.
No, it's something what I found that's not doesn't need as much attention right now.
It's all good, Zero. Just stay in the now. You good. You good.
And Albatross has this, right? Or is it Jack Williams?
Albatross.
Alright, so... when you acquire the weapons, do you normally acquire it through more direct pulling rank, or do you do it as a charismatic, hi, how do you do?
It's pulling rank.
Pulling rank? Alright.
Sort of. It's a bit more professional and formal than that, but yeah. But yeah, you get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Captain Jack Heartless, and I'm gonna need that gun.
He hands you a trench coat. It is thematic for the location that you're going to. He says this should protect you from most fire-based weapons. This includes Molotov cocktails, anything. The coat itself is impervious, but your flesh is not. You won't feel heat on the inside of your body, but if it starts burning your hair is still going to burn. And he gives you a it looks more like a yarmulke. It's like a half cap. Just enough to cover your head. And he says this should help you from anyone trying to probe your mind.
I see.
The
Thank you.
says. He wears a fez now. Pheasants are cool.
It is not a fez. And fezes were never cool.
Question though, do I still have that bulletproof vest I got from last time?
Nope, that's turned back in.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, was there anything notable about it? Like you hinted that there was.
No, it's just a bulletproof vest.
Oh, okay.
It's there is a a wonder for it. And the wonder is literally like a 3-point thing where it's the suit from basically the suit from John Wick movies. The bullets kind of drop off. You still feel the pain. You still get hit. But it's a lot less damage than you normally would have taken.
Nice.
And along with this detail of the stuff they told us about the planet, does they give us an idea of what the culture wears?
Yes, they said that they picked out suitable costumes for you.
All right, cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your toes, Albatross.
It's fine.
You did, and you know it.
No, I was just curious. I was disconnected for a second because I was talking to my co-driver.
All right.
One last thing though. Would Albatross need to like remove his he'd like remove his face mask?
Is your face
Sure.
mask highly technological?
Yeah, it basically looks kind of like a
They can provide you with the hooded
kind of
cloak.
like a gas mask.
They can provide you with the hooded cloak.
Oh, okay. Right. Oh wait, but he would have to. Wouldn't he have to take his get? When he have to, here's the thing: it covers his whole head. So could he wear the cap under the? Could he wear the cap under the gas mask?
Then he'll provide you with the hooded cape instead.
Oh, okay.
That will obscure your features so people can't clearly see what it is. And in that case, he'll only give you a flame retardant trench coat instead.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's not a functional gas mask. That's just the only thing I can think of him wearing.
Yeah, that's fine. We can work around that, and they will.
I mean, he'll take it off if that's. I don't know, like Albatross. I think he would pick the mind protecting cap over the mask.
Well, no, He's like, in that case, you're very cautious about that. He'll switch it out. The cloak is still going to obscure your features slightly. Almost like it's adding extra dots and what is it? It's the avoidance background. Not alternate identity. None of you took it. Oh, but basically you're kind of come off as a secret. They won't really remember your face, and they're kind of glancing over it. It will also protect you with a minor mind protection as well. You see him shift through a couple coats, and he says, "I can only give you this coat then. It'll help you out." And you realize it's just a standard trench coat, but it looks cool. It looks like it's treated with just a retardant chemical rather than being magically protected.
Very well. Okay, so just in summary, what all do I have?
Your cloak will obscure your face where people won't recognize it, and they'll just kind of glaze over it.
Okay.
And it'll give you a level 1 effect of mind protection. And you do have a trench coat, and the trench coat is chemically coated to avoid fire catching on fire. And that's about it.
Okay.
Anyone else can do anything special? I'm gonna go around the table here. Albatross, are you gonna dress in more culturally appropriate clothing?
Yeah, he's probably still gonna ditch the mask just to be safe.
Okay.
It's at this point that you all didn't notice this because he was wearing his mask and armor, his mask and his suit literally the entire time. But Albatross is actually African American. He looks like Wesley. Imagine Wesley Snipes in Blade, except he's been inflated to the point where he's the size of Michael Clark Duncan.
Huh.
Are these real people?
Yes, they're actors. Wesley Snipes was Blade, and Michael Clark Duncan was the Kingpin in Daredevil.
Are we talking the movie or the Netflix series?
The movie, the Ben Affleck movie.
Okay.
Did you ever see The Green Mile?
Yeah, Green Mile. He's that guy, right?
Yes. John Coffey.
Okay, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I thought you were talking about the Netflix here. I'm like, what? You went from black to white? Possible.
By the way, on a side note, Michael Clark Duncan was an excellent role for Kingpin.
Yes, he was. Colin Farrell was a pretty good Bullseye too.
I'm not sure if Ben Affleck was a great Daredevil, though.
No, I think the guy from the series did a way better job as Daredevil.
So, moving along. Robert, culturally appropriate attire, or are you wearing your regular clothes?
He's actually going to go for the culturally appropriate attire because he does not want to A, freak out the dragon, and B, by extension, get roasted.
0. Culturally appropriate attire.
So, Zero's gonna take the culturally appropriate attire, go back to her room, look at what they give her, look at her cosplay, look at her cosplay of her D&D character. Maybe lose the ears. Maybe I feel like more human look. I definitely need to lose the foam swords, though. They don't have those. Their outfit's better. So after literally pulling out her PDA, her cell phone, what else? Taking off her iWatch or whatever they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, I don't need these earbuds. Taking out her iPods. Literally patting herself down and pulling out all the technology she could find. She's like, I'm gonna keep that battery and my pocket watch, and she's gonna take the elven ears though that she's made, but not put them on.
Okay. Drew.
Okay, this place is not technologically advanced, so he's gonna swap out his mods for like one that looks like an old-fashioned pipe, so he can still use his vape. He's gonna grab Kai, his familiar, and he's gonna go the appropriate attire for the era. What kind of hats do they have there? Like in their culture?
Basically big yarmulkes. They cover the entire head, go all the way down, but they don't have a rim around the top.
I wouldn't be able to bring my hat. My hat doesn't really. Well, I can unhook it and it'll be a really, really big yarmulke. No, it'd be more like or a Puritan hat. Yeah, I'll just have to go without the hat then, I guess.
All right. So you find okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and he's gonna take some of his different mods, the ones he hasn't had a chance to really test yet. I mean, might as well test them out here, and his patches.
I forgot to mention something here. Kewlimp.
Oh, and do they have a baldric?
What is a baldric?
It's a sleeve that goes over your shoulder and allows you to hang your sword, or it has a place to put like daggers and stuff. Because he has knives, he just wants to, you know.
Yes, they would have something like a bandolier for knives.
Okay.
Carver.
So he's gonna grab the appropriate stuff so he has it.
All
right, Kai, come on, Kai.
So I did forget to mention something. That's very important.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. She does take off the white latex mask. You guys see that she is literally burned. Her face is completely 3rd-degree burned. Like, she's ugly, like appearance of 1.
All right. You find yourselves on the shuttle. Culturally appropriate attire, which means you should blend in if you have to go to a town or anything like that. The shuttle, you even notice something kind of strange. As you're walking towards it, it has a shimmer to it. You can still clearly see it at this point, but you're sure that's all it's going to do is here in a few minutes it's going to turn on basically a non-detect field, which will curve the light around it so it looks invisible. Kind of a bumpy ride into the atmosphere. Not harsh, but just bumpy. And it lands near some woods, which is about, 500 feet from the cave, the entrance cave. The cave, when you take a look at it, the rocks go down into a tunnel, like it's sloping at an angle from your view here, but it has a big dome top to it overneath. Wow, I am messing up my words tonight. I apologize. That's my fault. But you'll see that the dome, there's a dome above it. You can't tell if it's natural or if it was created that way, but it seems to be a very big dome altogether. Other than that, based off of what you can see, it just looks like it's a bit of a walk. A long walk, but a walk nonetheless. So you guys have just gotten off the shuttle. You don't see anyone near you. What are you doing? And I'm going to begin like I've been doing all night. We're just going to go around in a circle, but this time I'm going to begin at Drew.
So we've got off the shuttle and we see the cave. Is it a cave entrance, you said? With like
Yes,
a big dome covering?
It's a cave entrance. Like they said, it's a few kilometers long, the tunnel, from what you can tell. And that's where the dome really begins. Is that where you would imagine the, just by vision? Let's see something here real quick. You do not have correspondence. You can't figure out the distances in your head. I'm going to roll you a wits and science. So that's going to be another 5 dice. Yeah, that looks about right to you. It's a reasonable enough distance away before the dome begins.
All right. I guess I'll wait down the bottom with the rest of the people, and then we'll journey in.
Zero?
I'm gonna look over toward to William.
So Zero, what are you going to do? You see him judging the distance before he slowly begins to walk down towards the cave entrance.
You know what? I'm going to judge the distance.
Give me a wits and science.
I have correspondence.
You have correspondence? Then
Yeah.
It's exactly the distance you would have expected it to be.
Okay.
Because everything's in line sight right now. Line of sight.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not going to make you roll an arete roll for something that small. You know. That's one of the advantages of having correspondence.
Can I ask my familiar to scout ahead?
What was your familiar again?
My familiar is a level 3.
What?
Oh, it's kind of like smoke, like a cloud smoke, but it's more in the shape of like a long weasel.
All right. And how do you want him to scout ahead? Just go down the tunnel?
Yeah, just fly down the tunnel, along the walls and see if he, sees what he sees and come back real quick. I don't want to go too far though.
What do I want to do? I might as well. I could.
And while he does that, I'm gonna light up my pipe.
Well,
Can
we'll
I,
get back to you because you took your action before anyone else. This is all happening near the same time. So Zero.
So Zero I needed time to think other than correspondence, so I didn't mind. Zero's gonna start walking, but Zero is gonna keep an eye around them. Just in case any lurky dies, people following, any natives.
All right. Give me alertness and perception. Difficulty 6.
And perception. So I rolled 4 dice. Excuse me. 2.
You don't see anybody.
No locals, no creatures. Okay. Well, probably the ugliest thing here right now is Zero as
Robert?
she's burned.
And what are you doing while y'all are walking down towards the cave entrance?
All right, well, since I do have correspondence, I would know the distance down there. Along with that, I would actually, hang on, I have 2 other spheres I can maybe tap into a little bit.
Oh, I could have probably tapped into time. Shit. I just realized.
Just making sure my doggo knows I love him. Ain't that right, Carver?
Oh, I need.
I'm looking over Zero, like, I can fix that complexion issue. I don't know how long it would last, but, if you're worried about it.
Actually, I just want to keep an eye out for anything that might, I guess, ambush us.
Give me alertness and perception.
The creepy thing, Drew, is she's actually attractive. I have animal magnetism.
Only 1 success, unfortunately.
You're not seeing anybody right now. This gets us over to Albatross. What are you doing, sir?
Okay, all right. So Albatross. He is going to.
Sit down on the floor and contemplate why he's here, or?
No, he's going to use his. He's going to use his. Hold on, let me figure out what the.
It's all good, bro. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I just remembered something. As he's looking, Jude, you got 5 minutes after game?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I just remembered something.
I got all the time after the game. We don't leave until probably.
Okay, there we go. I got it. Okay, he's going to use his. Sorry, I was looking for the names of my foci. Okay, all right. He's going to use his flux capacitor.
Okay.
His flux capacitor to manipulate the energies of spirits as a supernatural spectrograph, or a spectrometer. I mean.
All right. And 3 sessions into the game, we get an Arete roll.
I thought I get Arete on the second session.
We did? Oh,
yeah.
Never mind. My bad. So we're doing a spirit sweep. So we're just looking for spirits. That's going to be a difficulty 5 for you.
Okay, so I just roll my Arete and not. Do I roll my Arete plus spirit?
Arete plus spirit. Now, as a reminder, you can spend willpower for an automatic success before you roll. You can also spend quintessence to lower the difficulty. And this is for any Arete roll. Willpower, there is a specific statement for it. Willpower can only be used on a first roll if it's going to be extended.
Okay, what makes something extended?
Basically, if you're taking more than one turn to do it. So if you're trying to build up enough magical energy to cast it.
Okay, I guess I'll go ahead and.
But
I guess I'll
this
go ahead and
isn't
spend
going to be
one
that.
willpower.
That's a for your knowledge type of thing, because like I said, I don't expect all of you guys to know the rules entirely as well as I do. So that's a heads up if you ever want to do any ritual magic.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and spend the willpower.
Alrighty then. Go and give me that Arete difficulty 5. That's way too many dice, sir.
Did I do it right?
No, sir. Just Arete. So 3 dice. Alrighty then, 4 successes. You see a few spirits in the area. They look like souls that got trapped here because they failed to complete a mission of some sort. So they have unresolved issues. But they also seem tethered towards the ground in front of the cave entrance. Taking a better look at it, now that you're actually looking further into it, you realize that this cave is larger than you originally expected it to be. And a lot of the ground outside the cave is kind of stamped down. So it's dirt, but it's not like sandy dirt. But no grass is growing here. With the spirits lingering like they are, you could probably imagine that a few of them have their bones still under the earth where they are. You can see a physical, like a spiritual tether to the spot on them.
Make your
Okay,
computer easier to use.
What was I gonna?
Windows will read and scan this list automatically.
Okay. Whose was that coming from?
The spirits?
I just heard like some kind of some computerized voice saying Windows.
No,
But,
that wasn't me. That's someone else.
Oh, that was mine. Sorry. It, like, for some reason wanted to do something, and I was like, shut up.
Okay. Is there any way Albatross could maybe siphon some of the spirits for a little energy?
You do not have Prime.
Okay, I mean, just
What you're asking for is a Prime 4 ability.
but I think it's like once you have like 3 spirit and 2 forces, or vice versa, you can like transmute spirit stuff into physical energies. Is the exact wording.
So are you trying to convert their energy into something physical to use for an attack? Because I don't think you can store the kinetic, I don't think you can, let me read it. Let me see. You said it was a Spirit 3 effect?
It's like 3. No, it's like you have to have like 3 spirit, 2 forces, or vice versa. I can't remember which, or some amount of spirit and forces.
And what are you trying to do with it?
I don't know, like use the spirits as a battery.
Alright, you would
Develop-
have... That would be something you would do at the time.
Okay.
So unless you have a physical object to store the energy into temporarily, and it would be a temporary effect, if you could show me a link to the, like where it's at in the book, I can read it.
Okay, let me dig that up.
But for the most part, you'd have to do that at the time. It wouldn't be something that you could hold on to and then just like sit on it until you're ready to use it. At least based off of what you're asking to do. That requires a little bit different abilities.
Okay, I'm pulling up the source book.
Yeah, because that one I'm not sure on. Because I know it allows you to raise, rouse is the word it uses, or lull a spirit, step sideways, and pierce the gauntlet.
Okay, is there any way I can communicate with the spirits?
Yeah, you have Spirit 3. And my personal opinion is that Spirit 1 is enough to actually speak to spirits. I think it's an oversight in the book. Because they don't specifically mention when you can speak to spirits. But that gets us into a very specific question. How are you intending on speaking to the spirit? Are you just going to walk up and try to have a conversation with them? Are you going to pierce through the gauntlet into the spirit realm?
I'll use my flux capacitor to open a little slit into the spirit realm.
Okay. Now that is going to be another Arete roll. That is going to be a difficulty 8 for you. Sorry, hold on. 6. Yeah, difficulty 8. And again, you're finding your magic is hard to do here, and it's all because of this stupid backwater planet. On a note, my rule for using willpower is very clear. You have to call it before the roll.
Which is reasonable. Ooh, Mazzy's hanging out with us.
Is Mazzy here? What's up, Mazzy?
Hi, Mazzy. Okay, but, alright, so 2 willpower, 1 quintessence. What does that get me?
That's going to bring you down to difficulty 6, 1 automatic success.
Alright, and I'm just rolling straight Arete.
Straight Arete.
And we have a new person, it looks like, this week.
Wait, hold on. I might have, Oh, your Orders of Hermes, right? Or am I getting characters mixed up?
Me?
Jack
No, your
Williams.
order... Okay, yeah, never mind. Sorry, I got characters mixed up in my head. I apologize.
Okay, but yeah, I did the roll.
Alright. So, you get 2 successes out of it. He looks over as you pierce through. Beware, traveler. The dragon in this place is not a happy dragon.
So I take it it's not a pacifist.
Ah. Dragons that steal and loot are rarely pacifist. Go. He kind of stops there. He seems dreamily off into another place again, like right before you disturbed him.
My apologies, but I have a few more questions.
Ah, you do. What are your questions?
Yes. This dragon. Could you perhaps provide me with, say, its dimensions, its approximate size and height?
He points at the hole.
I see. Flight capabilities.
Have you actually see him a little confused? Have you not seen a dragon before? Terrifying
I've-
creatures. Of course it can fly.
I see. I can assume it also breathes fire, yes?
I do not know if it can breathe fire as it cut me down. And you can kind of, now that you're looking through the into the spirit world, you actually see his death marks. The things that reflect how they died are gruesome indeed. He looks like he was partially chewed and clawed to bits.
I see. Hmm. Does it? Does he show any signs of, say, having been killed by venom of any sort, or is it just like straight teeth marks?
Oh, this is straight claw and teeth.
No. How many other spirits are there?
Several.
Do any of them have any death marks that are not claws and teeth?
Nope.
All right, so either the dragon doesn't breathe fire, or it just didn't need to.
Whether it can or not does not matter. Its teeth and claw are fearsome enough.
I see. Yes, indeed. Very well. I thank you for your assistance.
And then he goes back to looking at the cave entrance. And you notice now, because you didn't notice it before, because you know spirits are kind of weird. Like human spirits are always kind of weird. If they're not in an necropolis, they're all staring at the entrance. Give me a wits and a straight wits roll, difficulty 8.
I'm going to use 1 willpower.
All right, go ahead. By the way, for the 2 magical castings, you did pick up Paradox for that.
Oh yeah, don't worry, I marked him down.
I got him too. By the way, if you take a look at the tracks on the character sheet, they are specific on the way that they're designed, because Paradox can overflow to your quintessence. And then you start having problems. Other way around. There we go.
And Paradox starts from the top and goes down to the right, right?
Paradox begins at the left and works its way down. Quintessence works at the left and works its way up.
Okay.
So, this is odd behavior. You can't identify why out of the blue, but you still have the spirit world pierced at this moment.
Hey, wait, what happened?
All the spirits are looking towards the entrance. You don't know what it means.
Okay.
It's an odd behavior. It really does stand out, but you can't figure out why. It's like when you can't think of the name of an actor, like a popular actor who's been in a movie. It's on the tip of your tongue. You're like, but he's in this, in this, in this, and there's a whole bunch of famous actors in all of those movies. So no one can nail it down. That's what it's like. It's like clawing at you just a little bit, but not enough to be irritating. So we're going to come back around the table. Drew, you see him talk to a spirit of some sort. You don't know if it's a dead spirit, like a human spirit, like a ghost. You don't know if it's just like a earth spirit or something like that, but you see him talk for a moment after piercing through the gauntlet. And you all kind of see this.
And he's making gurgling sounds.
No, he's talking normally in English. You can't hear what the other side is saying.
Oh, okay. Does anybody know what he's doing?
She just keeps walking and looking out.
But no, we're gonna get back to Drew. Drew, you mentioned
And
before
so-
before I paused on you to move on, you wanted to send
Yeah.
your spirit into scout first.
Yeah, I wanted him to check down the tunnel and see what we had going on, just so we have awareness of what's going on when we get down there.
He pauses at the entrance to the cave. And he's hesitant about entering. I don't think this is smart. Did you hear that?
No. Did you want to text it to me?
No, it was
Or-
purposely said in a whisper. Let me see. Can you hear me here?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
I don't think this is smart. Still too silent?
You're cutting in and out. That's the problem.
All right. He says in that kind of wispy voice I was trying to do, but my microphone wasn't picking up, I don't think this is very smart.
I thought that's what you said, but I was. Well, do you see anything, or is it just from that point?
It is warded.
Yeah, get back here. Get back here. Don't go that far. It was like, can you tell what kind of wards it is?
He can't really shake a head because he's a ferret-looking thing. But he shakes his body that you've come to interpret as a no.
Oh, ferrets can shake their head.
This is a familiar. He cannot shake his head properly.
Well, fine then.
Isn't it made out of smoke too?
Yes, it is. It's the reason he's shaking his body.
I mean, he can get solid or wispy. You know, it's like, he's just vapor. He just like a cloud.
It's a proper familiar. I understand.
Yeah, I got you. So okay. So no, you can't tell. Okay. Does
He's endowed with intelligence. He's not endowed with magical ability.
right. So you guys, the gate or the entrance is warded. Does anybody know how to read wards?
Would this
I could've
fall
kept
on?
it.
I have a question for you, for the storyteller.
Yes, sir.
Before I answer, because he's directing this to the party, does it cover under Enigma's reading wards or no?
That
Or
would
would that be?
that would be whatever magical spheres you have. You can see if there's a ward against it.
I'll reply to that. Does he know what type of wards they are then?
No, he doesn't know what kind. He just says it's warded, but he doesn't know what kind they are.
Okay, well that doesn't help.
I mean, if we've got at least a conglomerate of abilities, we could probably each try to decipher the word and see if we get anything, and then put them together. It might make English sense to us, or it could be complete gibberish.
Well, I am good at puzzles, but dealing with wards, if I don't know the sphere, I can't put it together. Same with I am great with occult.
Oh, come on. It's just research. Zero, you should be able to do this. Or are you not a researcher?
I'm a researcher, but I prefer my. She looks around. What I don't have.
Okay. Do you have a book to write the words down in that maybe you can look at? Go back on the ship, maybe use your stuff if you want to, and then come back? I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing this all the time, but if you wanted to, it's an option, I guess, maybe.
Well, next time we go into a war to play. Oh, wait, hang on. Does Zero have eidetic memory?
I do not see it on here.
Question. Common sense. Going into a magically dragging cave.
Common sense. Thank you for bringing this up. By the way, you have to remind me of your merits. I'm not going to keep a track of them. So if you have a merit, something else I'm going to cover since we started using willpower. You get willpower not based off of the number of days of rest or anything like that. You get it based off of living out your demeanor and nature. So if you want willpower back, you have to verify it through your nature and demeanor. So Drew has to do something that is for his demeanor, that is a sensationalist, enjoying something life. And that doesn't just mean smoking. That means like enjoying a new flavor.
Oh, sweet. I picked the easiest one. Easier ones, loner and hacker.
Well,
those are kind of hard, actually. But as a common sense, as a common sense knowledge, you know that whenever you look through your different visions, you can see the magical wards that are there. You do not need to use special equipment or anything like that. You just have to use your normal tools.
Okay.
Which I assumed everybody brought with them because you didn't exclusively mention that you were leaving them behind.
You mean all our focuses or foci?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my foci go with me.
Yeah, my
Except for
foci.
my hat.
So, it is known to the group now that this is warded, you just don't know how.
Yes.
Question. Apart from just throwing things at said ward and finding out, would there be a way to find out?
Arete roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a simple magic. You look through the visions that you have available to you, and you can find it. Again, I simplify the system because I'm not going to make you do 3 or 4 rolls to see through all spheres. As long as you say you're seeing through those spheres, I'm going to accept it as 1 roll.
Yeah, I mean, I can flip through correspondence, forces, matter, mind, and spirit. Rather,
I can go correspondence, focus, and time.
So is everyone looking at the
yeah.
the wards?
I mean, Jack is at least.
All right.
Yes, the albatross is.
Yes, Zero would be as well.
All right, everyone give me an Arete roll. Now, this is the first time I'm going to make it do it because I'm not going to make everyone do it. Drew, are you looking at the wards as well?
Yes, I am.
All right. And for our lovely folks, we get to learn how these people do magic. Drew, what is he doing to cast this spell?
Well, I can't. I have to go over to the ward because I don't have correspondence. So I have to
It's
go over
within
to it.
line of sight.
It's in line of sight.
Yes. It's a giant cave entrance that a dragon can fit out of.
No,
Prob-
okay, fair enough.
Probably adult male, too, full grown.
All right, I'm gonna put on my gloves, breathe in through my pipe, blow the smoke out, reach in to the smoke, and see if I can figure out what the wards are, dealing with both life and matter.
You're not going to check Prime?
Oh, right, I keep forgetting I have Prime too. Yeah, Prime, yeah.
All right, give me an Arete roll.
No. Did I do that wrong?
Since you're in the thing, it's /R or /roll. 3d10
Okay.
enter.
No spaces or anything?
Space after roll.
Okay. 3d10.
By the way, this is actually one of my favorite parts of Mage, is listening to how people do their magic.
1 success.
1 success. There is a ward on life, there's a ward on matter, and there's a ward on prime. Next person on my list is going to be Zero. How are you casting your detection spell?
Okay, Zero is looking for correspondence, forces, and time. So what she's gonna do is she has, even though that she has 2 batteries on her, one battery being a cell phone battery for correspondence, and being a battery that have an electrical charge in it for forces. She's gonna take it and basically put it on top, underneath her hand, where she pops open a chain old pocket watch that looks like it's been busted and doesn't even tick.
Okay.
And she's just holding her head and just looking like she's looking at the time.
All right, give me that Arete roll. All right, what was your thing? You are virtual adept. All right, so you get 2 successes because this was a difficulty 6. Yeah, difficulty 6. You also take a point of paradox. Drew, you take a point of paradox as well.
So so I see a black dot. So anything above the black dot is quintessence. Anything below is paradox.
Correct. And what you would do is I'm going to show you on your character screen now. You're going to just switch an X into that box.
Okay.
The trident is quintessence, and that goes around the other way.
Okay.
And you should have 2 points of quintessence because you haven't spent any.
Okay.
And I don't need to worry about the paradox right now, right?
I've already added it to your sheet.
Because my familiar absorbs paradox.
We did not negotiate that, sir.
It's part of the familiar.
Yes, they can do that, but you have to negotiate that with them. They have to take it from you.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can talk to them later about it. That's easy.
Yes, and it is a painful process for them. All right. You see through your various senses, there's no time, but there is a forces and a correspondence ward there.
I don't know if I could do this, or do I have to wait till next round of the table? But can I identify the 2 wards?
They're just wards against anything walking through the space, and anyone throwing a fireball through the space.
Okay, so they're simple basic wards. Okay.
They are simple wards that cover wide ranges of magic. They're not overly complex. Next person on my list is Robert. I'm guessing you're going to look through all your spheres as well?
Yes, indeed. That would be correspondence, forces, mind matter, and spirit.
Give me that roll.
It's just straight arete at difficulty 6, correct?
Correct, and how are you doing it?
All right. Well, he's gonna walk up just shy of the warded entrance, scribble on the ground in front of it, and repeat the phrase. Well, he's gonna scribble in the dirt in Elder Futhark, but repeat the phrase in Latin. Show me your secrets. And sorry, I am shit at Latin, so
that's all right. I've got this image of Snape. Show me, reveal your secrets.
I mean, yes, but you know, Jack actually bathes and uses shampoo.
All right, give me that Arete roll, sir.
Oh, come on, that one.
Nothing.
Oh,
You don't notice anything.
I don't notice it.
Although, you realize your magic is easier to cast here.
Yay?
You're a Hermetic, dude.
Yeah, that's true. I'm assuming I take a paradox, right?
You do not.
Yay!
You only failed the roll, you didn't botch it.
Oh,
So,
that's fun.
let me double check that. By the way, this has been a while since I've never actually ran one. Yeah, it's on a botch. Right now, you have no witnesses. I'm considering this all to be coincidental because there's no one here to see what you're doing.
So
All
you
right.
only take paradox if you botch?
If you botch or if it's vulgar. Now, that's the reason you took paradox is because this is vulgar for the world's standings. Same thing for Zero, and same thing for Zach. Now, Zach, they have shared the information as they have gone through it. And they said this seems to have wards over across a broad spectrum of different spheres of magic.
Okay.
This is before you roll because you felt that the paradox is lashing back at you. It's giving you the big old middle finger of fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
So before you roll, I just want to give you a heads up that that's what's going on. That's what you're feeling right now.
Okay.
Do you still want to roll for it?
No, Albatross trusts the other's ability to properly relay information, so he's just going to sit this one out.
So what I want you to give me is an intelligence roll. Difficulty 6. And I'm assuming as we're going through this, people are sharing information, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
You figure when they start telling them, hey, it's got correspondence here. It's got this on here. It's got that on there. That it's probably covered through all the basic spheres that you're aware of. Now, since everyone's looking at these wards except for Zach, I want you to give me alertness and perception. Perception and awareness.
So I have the acute sense merit seen. Is it seen?
No.
Okay.
Doesn't apply to awareness.
I thought it did.
Mm-mm.
Oh, awareness. That's alertness. Okay, I think it applies to alertness. Sorry, I messed up.
Standard difficulty?
Standard difficulty.
3.
1.
All right. And Robert, I need one from you. Oh no, Robert didn't get the any successes, right?
I didn't. Yeah, no, I didn't learn anything about the ward. So.
All right, so I'm gonna act like that one doesn't roll. So
Yeah, ignore my last one.
Drew, you realize exactly how large this ward is. The wards that you can see go about 1 meter beyond the cave entrance in all directions.
1 meter beyond the cave, like into the cave, or like in
like a sphere
around. Okay.
So at some base point in the mouth of the cave, there's a point where the magic was cast, and it blooms out from there, and it goes 1 meter around the mouth of the cave, in all directions.
All right. Well, I tell the group this that the ones who can see it, right? Well, I can tell.
You can tell everybody.
Does anybody? I tell them, okay, guys. From the wards that I can see, it goes 1 meter in every direction from the mouth of the cave. So I don't know if we need to break down each ward to go in, or if we can actually just walk through. But then again, if we walk through, I don't know what it's going to do to our abilities. So do you guys want to try and break them down, or you just want to try and walk through it, or at least see if we can walk through it?
Albatross volunteers to try and approach the ward, and I would like to, and if possible, I would like to invoke a Crusader to get a willpower back.
Crusader.
Nice.
Let me double check that one. I'm not familiar with Crusader.
That's his nature, by the way.
I understand that. I'm just not familiar with the I'm not familiar with what it does for the what it requires. Let's see. Oh, I'm already all the way back at the beginning. 254. Okay. Sorry, give me just a moment.
Just a moment.
Normally I'm gonna say we have to define your higher goal for Crusader. But as this is a part of the mission, for now I'll account it. So you can take back a point of willpower.
Would fanaticism have also worked?
No, that's dedication to a cause as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically practicing self-sacrifice in pursuit of a goal that is the mission.
But you don't know if this is sacrifice yet.
Well, yes, but he's willing to accept the possibility.
So just 1 point of willpower.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, by the way, I found the page number I wanted to show you. It's 515.
515.
Yeah, right near the bottom of the 3 dots in forces.
Yeah, so that still wouldn't let you, like, you could turn it into a battery and force it into a battery, but you'd have to have the battery with you. And then you would treat it like a battery at that point. Or you could use it as a way to charge a spell with basically quintessence. I'm going to have to research this a little bit closer to be a little more on touch with it. But that's how that would work.
I got batteries.
Okay.
So do I.
So, you walk through, and you don't feel any pain, anything like that. No separation from your avatar, but a roar belts out from inside the cave.
Do we hear it?
Yes.
Well, someone's home. Let's do it! I want to see the color!
Oh,
So
Lord.
did he go through? Did he actually make it through?
Yeah, he walked through it just fine.
Oh, he went through just fine?
Okay.
But the moment he passed through where you see that the ward begins, you heard a roar
Right.
coming from deep within the cave.
So, is it safely to assume that there is a... Oh, fuck. Go ahead. Drew, I can't think of the word right now. Give me a minute.
The dragon is home.
No, but I was going to say, is there alertness ward, probably? Where someone steps through, he knows.
It's almost like a correspondence ward against everything.
Is Albatross looking back?
Yeah, he's looking back, guessing you guys to come on.
Oh,
Good.
she's...
I kind of give him the wave hands like, further, oh further.
Zero's skipping. She's skipping right in. Fuck it. She wants to go see this color of this dragon.
We can let him get past the other side of the ward first.
Yes, on the
Yeah,
other side.
He gets through it just fine.
He's on the other
Okay.
side.
Yeah, he's
Okay, so he's
literally-
gone through in the entrance and past the other part of the ward. Like
Yes.
through.
Yes.
He's out of the sphere.
Yes.
Okay, that's different. I thought he was just in the middle part of the sphere.
Hey, Drew. They made it all the way through the ward. No problem. No resistance.
Okay.
She's more happy that the dragon's home more than him making it through the ward.
Oh Lord. Jack is just gonna shake his head and follow through the ward. Well, in for a penny, in for a pound.
It was out for a pound.
It doesn't roar again.
So it knows we're all here.
Once more into the breach. All
Can
right,
we
he
say-
goes in.
Can we say it's a void situation?
Why?
No.
The call of the void, is that what you're dealing with? The call. You don't really have that call issue. You just jump anyways.
I can't help it. I am a Vendra.
So everyone's
Expect-
going through.
Yeah, we're going
Yes.
through.
All right. So you walk down the cave, and like I described it earlier, it's a bit of a walk, and it starts to get darker and darker. The light from the tunnel is still keeping it lit up, but you're coming to a point where you're not able to see in front of your face anymore, and you all kind of stop when you realize that you can't really see the tunnel entrance anymore, and you can't really see further. What do you do?
Is it possible to light up my battery like a flashlight?
What kind of battery is it?
iPhone battery.
You could probably turn on your iPhone if you have it.
No, she pulled out the battery.
All right,
That's not
so
how that works.
Long and complicated way.
Oh my
you're
God.
trying to generate light from the battery.
I was gonna say I could, but the iPhone idea sounds a lot way better.
So you are not able to do that with your level of forces.
Okay.
You cannot create out of nothing. The energy is there. What you would have to do is up to you, but you know you can't just go up. I want to create this. Bam, it's there. That requires 3, and it requires 2 dots in prime as well.
God damn it. Okay. Note to self.
But let me take a. Go ahead.
Okay, Albatross is going to use his Tesla driver to give himself infrared vision.
All right, go and give me an Arete roll. Hold on one second. Let me pause this real quick. Forces perceive. Oh, never mind. Forces 1 it will allow you to see in the dark.
Woohoo!
So you're saying?
So anyone with Forces 1 can go ahead and do a roll and turn on dark vision, essentially.
Straight Arete.
Straight Arete. Which is 3 folks.
Oh, finally.
Okay, we have one and one.
Hang on. Difficulty 6?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
How do you have 6
I
Arete?
don't.
He
Arete?
does not.
I think I just hit the
Jack
wrong
Williams is hermetic. Okay, so he's not having a problem with this. He's probably chanting in his.
0.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to turn on.
I hate this. We
Drew.
should have done the dungeon.
Are you trying
Yeah.
to do anything as well?
I was trying to look it up. I thought you could manipulate with life. I was going to see, is there a way that I can, because I have different formulas in there that I haven't tried, and I want to see if one of them works, is to give myself basically like cat eyes, be able to refocus whatever available light to be able to see in the dark. It won't be as good as night vision, but it'll be, But I was trying to see if you can do that with life.
Yes, you can. That is a level 3 ability.
I have level 3, so I guess I roll Arete for that.
Yes, you'd roll Arete for that.
No.
Yours is going to be at a difficulty 6.
Okay. Roll 3.
But I'm going to pause you here. You know my
Okay,
rule
that's fine.
about willpower. You know my rule about quintessence. It has to be declared beforehand.
Well, I mean, what's normal difficulty is 6, right?
For magic, it depends on the sphere. It's 3 plus whatever level you're casting. So you're doing a level 3 skill, a level 3 roll. So that's 6 dice to begin with. Oh, I'm sorry. Yours is 8. Because you're oh no, you're a cultist. Never mind. Yeah, you're looking at a 6.
I just got confused. You said a bunch of different things.
6.
I got lost.
6.
Okay. Since I don't know if this is actually going to work, I'm going to spend the point of quintessence before I roll.
All right, brings it down to difficulty 5.
Okay. And then I have 3 quintessence left.
Yep.
3 successes.
All right, you're able to adjust your eyes a lot better than you expected. You have perfect dark vision. So I think it's Zero is the only one who can't see in the dark right now. Do you want to take another shot at it, or you just want to hold on to someone's belt?
What does Quintessence get me?
It
Again?
lowers the difficulty by 1 for each point you spin.
Okay.
And you can only spin up to your Arete rating.
So 3.
Or you can spend 1 willpower to get an automatic success.
That's
before
what
you
I was
roll.
thinking about both doing.
Are you going to take another swing at it?
I will. I'm just trying to think if I want to do Quintessence is important with willpower, or should I just go willpower?
Up to you.
Willpower gives you an automatic success. Quintessence just lowers the difficulty by 1.
Yeah, but what
Oh,
I might
That is
need one.
entirely up to you if you want to spend both or if you just want to spend one.
You know what? I do have friends, so let's just. I'm gonna say I probably need one.
You just need 1 success for this.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lower the difficulty. I'm just gonna burn a willpower.
All right.
Give me that automatic 1 if I fail.
You can't give quintessence to anybody else unless you have a prime of 3.
4.
4. That's what I thought.
I think 3 allows willing
4.
targets, but or I think 3 allows willing targets. It does not allow unwilling targets. So
But
you all
2
can
and
see.
1 don't do shit.
No, 1 and 2 do a lot. You could, with Prime 1, you can create a floating orb of light.
Oh.
You can astral project, I believe, at Prime 2. I'd have to double check it. But there's a lot that you can do with Prime. You fuel patterns rather than having to manipulate them.
So could I push my prime into his spell?
Not at your rank, no.
I don't need the Quintessence.
No,
I
I'm saying, could I use my prime to make him a light ball if he can't get his thing to work?
No, he got it to work, though.
I got it to work. I got 3, 4.
Oh, he did. Okay.
So y'all continue down into the cave. It continues to get darker. Those with correspondence realize you're right where the hump begins on this hill above the cave. Do y'all continue the pace of just general walking, or do you speed up? Slow down?
I'm gonna slow down, and
What?
I'm gonna slow down and stealth it.
All right.
Also,
Does
I gotta
everyone
go.
else try to take the stealth approach?
Albatross will.
Zafon is just actually surprised that Zero is not just gun-hoing it in there, like Leroy Jenkins or something.
I know, right?
So,
But,
anyone who wants to do
are
the stealth try to treat this stealthy, go ahead and
Okay.
give me dexterity and stealth.
Before she starts stealthing, does anyone have a 10-foot pole?
No.
No.
Okay, she's gonna pick up a few rocks. Small
give up.
rocks.
As you
Or-
feel around for small rocks, there are none. There is
God
dirt
damn it.
here.
It can't be helpful for checking for traps. Ah. Okay.
What are you doing?
Do you know what's funny? Zero has no stealth. And she's the one that suggested it.
That is one success for Zach's character.
Is it a difficulty 7 or 8 for stealth?
I think it's at 6.
Well, I have no stealth.
I am
Then it's
very
going to be
confused.
difficulty 8 for you, Zach.
Okay.
I am very confused on the. I'm still flabbergasted that freaking Zero has just not decided to charge in, and now is reaching around on the ground for I don't know what. And I just,
Hold on. I will describe
I
things here in a
thought-
moment.
Okay.
All right. So, as y'all continue to walk down, you see her stop for a moment to grab some rocks or to look for some rocks. Again, and Zavon bumps into her and falls over. Everyone make a, except for Drew, because Drew's character automatically falls over. Dexterity and
Oh, hell yeah.
athletics. If you don't have athletics, it's difficulty 7. If you do have athletics, it's difficulty 6.
Woot!
For fun. Oh, that's one. Never mind.
All right.
No,
Actually, the one cancels out the success, so
That's-
that's
that's-
actually 0.
no. I rolled it at difficulty 8. I have
Oh, so it is
athletics.
supposed to be 7. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to burn 1 willpower.
It'd be 6 then. It'd be 6
For
if
an
you have
athletics?
it.
All right.
Yeah, I forgot that I put in an 8. That's why I said I won.
Okay, yeah, so that's 1 success here. I got my 3.
Even though I've watched him fall over, can I kind of roll out of my fall, like as I'm falling over her?
No.
Okay. I have acrobatics. That's why I was asking.
This is a double box, sir.
All right, that's fair enough. I just wanted to ask.
Yeah. You stumble over her
I just plow over her.
and you face plant into the dirt.
Ugh.
Now,
What the hell?
I'm a little roll happy with this. I want everyone to give me perception alertness.
Now does scene come in?
Actually, it would.
So this is a cute sense, so I take a -2 difficulty, I believe.
Yes, that's correct. So
Okay.
difficulty 4. Oh, no, that's not the way that works.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe roll D10.
See, I see a lot of zeros there, and in zeros that means a 10.
Four. Difficulty 4.
What's the difficulty?
6 normal.
Okay.
2 successes.
3.
I think I'm missing Albatross.
No, I think Albatross is the one with the 60-10. He ended up getting.
Oh, yeah, okay, my bad. I
I'm not
apologize.
sure what.
So Zach's the only one who doesn't see it. A globe of white appears out of the darkness.
There's nothing to.
There's a long slit that quickly wides open into a void. So now there's what looks like half of a moon looking at you.
Well,
So only
I-
Zach's the one that sees this?
No, everyone who has at least one success sees this.
Oh, okay.
Albatross
Zach's the only
just
one that
happened to
did.
be looking the other way to make sure that y'all weren't being followed.
Still laughing under his cloak. Stupid juicers.
who wants to go poke it? I already had my smart idea for the day.
So it's like a half moon has just opened up right in front of us.
Yes.
Big, bright light.
Oh no, it's not like right next to you. It's a fair distance away. But after you fell and face planted, that happened.
Is it moving? Is it just stationary?
Right now, it's stationary. But it seems to be facing your direction.
Hey, player number 4. Turns to the guy that's high half the time. Go poke it.
Not high, thank you very much. But why am I gonna poke it? You're the one that's all gun ho.
I already have my smart idea for the day. Go poke it.
No, I'm not gonna poke it. I'm gonna
It's not immediately in front of you. Let me say this again. It's not immediately in front of you. It's a fair distance away.
Okay, I'm gonna try a stealth move to see if it follows me again.
Yes, it follows you. It doesn't have to move at all, but it's following you.
Yeah, whatever it is, it knows we're here.
Did you say that out loud?
I whisper it to them. You know.
I've known for some time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well,
you
nice to
crossed
meet
that
you.
barrier.
My name is Zero. May I
think
ask
it
what
hurt
color
us.
scales? What color scales you have? Just out of one question.
And almost as if to answer a question, your characters have been at this trudge for like an hour and a half. And as if to answer some unheard question that you don't think he should have been able to hear, he breathes fire across the room and torches light up all around the room. Everyone... No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be that mean.
Oh my
Just
god!
for-
Night vision! Ow!
Just for flavor, Jack will shout, "Oh, my retinas! Like Stertunas!"
You all, like, recognize it in time, because I'm not going to be a dick about this.
Okay.
But there seems to be, you wouldn't call them torches, but around the room there's several rings at different levels that are now on fire. You get to see the dragon in its kind of glory at this point. It's still, like I said, it's still pretty far away. You're nowhere near close to it. You see it. It's there. You can't tell the color of its scales because the lighting, the fire that's lighting it up, is producing more than one color bouncing off of its reflective scales. It's a large dragon too. It's sitting on a large pile of gold. The gold seems to be misshapen. Like, normally when you would imagine in a video game or something like that, you'd imagine all the things still keeping its original shape. No, this thing is like a lump of gold. That it looks like
So
it's
he's
been...
either he's melted it.
Like he's melted it and reshaped it to be comfortable. Over and over and over again. So, this pile of gold specifically is misshapen. You don't see how you could be comfortable on it. But this thing is a lot larger than you originally thought. You imagine a dragon. You imagine maybe a fat European dragon. No, this thing is like 3 times larger than that. It looks like several houses big.
So, what's your name? Like I said, I'm Zero. Pleasure to meet you.
What is it you want?
Oh, great to the point. We're looking for a silver tray. I believe it's a serving tray. Oh, the gaming was a serving tray, right?
It was just a plate. That's all I called it.
Okay. We are honored to trade for it. We don't have gold. Well, we might have gold. I don't know. But if you need help, we can help you. Through our through help
What
around.
would you offer for it? This is my treasure.
That definitely is.
And he slams his clawed fist down on the ground. Placate me again. And please placate me again. There's anger, hostility in his voice at that.
Can I try to persuade it that we're no threat, that he is the biggest thing, which he already probably knows, and that we're willing to strike a deal?
He just asked, what are you going to offer to him?
Would services actually be helpful? If not, guys, what do you guys got to offer? I got this thing. Can I make new focuses?
Yeah,
Okay.
foci are not... So let's
Okay.
clear up foci real quick for anyone who's unfamiliar with Mage. Foci are not normally very specific items. They're general items. A cell phone can be a foci. This can be a foci, depending on what your paradigm is and how you cast magic, what your practice is. Now, you do sometimes have specified foci. So that would be a Samsung cell phone. One that you've had for, let's say, a decade. You only like to write with fountain pens. For certain spells, you'll only write in pencil. Like, let's say you're drawing a map for something because you're using correspondence to map out a location. You could use only a tracing pencil and graph paper. So, you can create new foci. Foci are not magically imbued items, or at least they don't have to be.
Okay. I will trade you this. And she pulls out a battery. Something that you never seen at all. Pulls out her iPhone battery. It means dear to me. Especially dear to me where I come from. And yeah.
And what good would that do me?
It's unique and one of original.
Give me manipulation and subterfuge.
Okay.
This is gonna end bad. See, this is why we let the guy built for talking do the talking. Not
You
the
can
sugar-addled
interrupt and shut her
child.
the fuck up, too.
No, I want to see where this goes. I
So,
want to see how badly this
animal
goes.
magnetism.
No,
No.
this is a sentient creature.
Okay.
No, animal
I'm-
magnetism works on sentient creatures. This is beyond sexuality.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Manipulate. Oh, I don't even have. Oh shit! I really need to remember. No, I have subterfuge. I forgot I have 4 manipulation that I always forget to put a specialty like I did with intelligence.
You can put it in later.
God damn it. 5.
I'm just looking
Difficulty
over
is
at
going
William.
to be 7.
5 d10s. I am actually gonna spend a point of quintessence and a willpower.
You can't use quintessence here.
Okay, then a willpower.
All right, so 3 successes. You lie, girl.
Well, I tried. Hides at the back of the line.
Jack's just gonna step forward. Listen, I apologize for my sugar-addled idiot. What we need is that plate for something that's a little more special, unfortunately. So, the way I see it, whatever we offer, you're probably not going to want. So, why don't you tell us what you might want, and we can try to figure something out. Might work better for everyone involved.
I look over at Zero. That's how you do it.
Fuck you, druggie.
A piece of you.
And when you say a piece of us, do you mean literally or something else?
Everyone can roll in Wits and Enigmas or Wits and Cosmology at difficulty 8.
Does puzzles count?
Wits and Occult. I'll give you puzzles on this one. So you have a lower difficulty. Tens explode on this. Not a lower difficulty.
Okay.
When you said the difficulty 8, was that in regards to the occult or in regards to the enigmas?
Occult.
So enigmas is just at 6 then.
Enigmas is at 6.
So I just roll wits, right?
You can't roll at all.
Okay.
If you want to, you can give me a roll of Wits and Esoterica.
Okay.
Difficulty 8 as well.
What, 10? Oh, okay.
Oops.
1!
5.
Okay.
Got 2, so I'm happy.
0, you know exactly what he wants. He wants not quintessence. That's what he is. A rolling body of lizard-mounted quintessence. He wants willpower. And not the frivol something you can get back later. He wants permanent. He wants avatar. Parts of your avatar. He wants arete. He wants something real and substantial. Everyone else thinks, he wants something that is not easily replaceable. That is a part of your bot. That is a part of your being.
Can I call a huddle?
I mean, he can probably hear us one way or the other, so moot
We
point.
can just talk.
You
Yeah, at this
guys
point,
have
we can just talk.
forces. Guess what is a force? By the definition of the game.
The magic.
Sound waves.
Sound. I was gonna guess sound, guys.
I was gonna say the magic.
No, magic is something
No.
different.
Yeah, no, magic's not a force. Trust me on that one.
Forces refer to only like lightning, fire, like water's not considered a force. But
Yeah.
gravity is.
Do we have that shuttle
Water.
still?
Water is
It's
matter.
parked outside.
Cool. She's gonna run to the shuttle, knowing that sound, right?
No. You'd still be gone for like an hour and a half to get
Oh,
there and
shit.
to get back.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So it's like I wonder if there's a stereo. Pop up the stereo and give it to him. But
Can we? I have a question. Are we able to physically see the silver plate from where we're at?
It is probably in a large pile of silver that is unintegrated into his bean bag of gold.
So I'm gonna assume that's a no then. Got it.
There are precious gemstones here as well. There's some unincorporated gold now that you're getting a better look around the room. Plenty of weapons. And there is a pile of human corpses that have been mostly burnt to cinders.
I'm gonna walk up to Mr. Williams and tell him what he wants through my enigmas. Just whisper in his ear, and then scour back.
Oh. Lovely.
Yeah. We need to part any though.
By the way, you guys actually know exactly what this plate looks like. You just can't see it from this perception. So it's probably somewhere in the pile of silver.
Can I? Okay, I don't have correspondence. How close do I need to be? Am I in visual sight of all that metal?
Yes, you are.
Can I use my my matter sphere to pull it through the ground to us from inside the pile it's in, pull it under the ground back to us.
No. That would be a forces
Okay.
effort. What you're trying to do doesn't work that way. That would be a gravity type of issue where you're manipulating the gravity to pull it down, and then like magnetism to drag it down over to where you are and then spit it back out.
Hey, guess who can do that?
Well, could I work with another mage to do it if I told them like I would my plan?
If you want to, in full earshot of the dragon, yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, remember, he can hear us, even if we're
Aye.
whispering.
Yeah.
Well, he already said what he wanted.
Yeah, but I don't think he'd take kindly to us discussing about stealing something from him.
By the way, that eye, y'all have been like here for like 5 minutes, has not blinked once. It's almost as if he's having a staring contest with something you can't see.
Wait. Oh. Hey, who feels like having me do something really, really stupid right now?
You see that in and around
what
of
is- Yeah, like what did you have in mind?
Well, you know how Forces lets you mess with electricity? Yeah.
I don't because I don't have forces. But do I
So-
understand that rudimentary idea?
So here's the thing. 2 major points to bring up. One, his eye is open, which, for anyone that doesn't know, the pupil is basically just a giant hole in your eye that's covered by a lens with nerve endings
Oh.
connecting to your entire body.
Are you thinking about flashbanging this sucker or ready to grab it?
Kind of. Our plan B is electrocute the gold because it's actually a very good conductor. Well, at least it'll last for a long, long time.
But how do we get it if it's already electrocuted?
Gold,
gold, not
not
the-
silver.
Silver.
Focus on the words, not on where your brain's gonna leap you to. So I've got 2 plans. Guess what? So this is
I
gonna-
like we should flashbang this dragon better.
All right. So in character, Jack's gonna turn to the group and say, "Get ready to move the minute you hear my words leave my lips."
Do you want help?
When I say move, I mean get what we came for. Don't worry about me. And with that, he's going to lock eyes with the dragon. And oh god, how do I want to phrase this? Because I always want to do quips. You know, my friend likes to smoke a little bit. Sometimes he just needs that spark. And spark will be the keyword to set off an electric spark in his eye.
Roll your
dragon's eye.
arete.
I think Justin was not expecting this.
Oh, no, I did.
I mean, plan B was electrocute the shit out of the goal. Let's hope this one works. So again, just straight arete difficulty 6, right?
Yep.
You know what? Before I roll, I'm going to spend 1 willpower to get
All right.
1 success no matter what happens.
Justin, can I add Prime? Because you said Prime can feel other spheres, right?
You
Or
don't
does that
know
take,
the
like-
depths of his plan. He just said run and grab it whenever he does when he does what he's going to do.
Okay, so since I don't know exactly what he's doing, I can't use my Prime to fuel his energy.
You can't steal his energy at all. You don't have Prime 4.
No, not steal, fuel.
Fuel.
No, even that
Yeah.
would be what you're talking about would be 2, and he
2?
already
Okay,
has a
all right.
source in which to use the lightning.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to use my couple of my patches and pump up my dexterity because apparently this is going to be really, really fast.
All right. So, while you're beginning to get ready and you're monologuing, Drew, give me an arete roll as you slap a patch onto your arm.
This is how you pop a dragon.
Difficulty.
What you're trying to do is difficulty 6.
All right. Here we go. Let's see.
This place has no
No,
ill effect on your magic because it is not. Everything can be considered coincidental. 1 success. Oh no, that's not right. I'm waiting for your arete roll.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to spend quintessence or not because I need this to work.
In the meantime, is it okay if I roll my arete?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. Remember, I did spend 1 willpower.
Absolutely.
Total.
And I'm going
2
to ask the
successes.
question. Oh, already done.
I was
Well,
not going to
no,
spend
I'm not gonna-
quintessence either way.
So,
I'm not going to spend it because I don't know if it's going to work anyways because this is a new test.
2, 7, 10, 9.
can anyone guess what this roll was for?
This is to resist, isn't it?
Yep.
No. Counter magic.
Oh!
Oh, bad.
Drew, Drew doesn't get any successes on that.
Nope, it didn't work.
You see him breathe out fire, and the gold beneath him lights up red hot. Now, you guys who never turned off your dark vision, all of you give me a willpower roll.
Her
sorry,
willpower.
no. Dexterity and athletics. Difficulty 6 natural. If you do not have athletics, difficulty 7.
What about acrobatics? Does that work?
Why do you have acrobatics? Will work.
Okay.
Hang on, when he lit up those torches, it's
2.
Yeah, whatever. I'll just roll my thing.
That was ambient light.
All right, yeah, whatever. I'll just roll it anyway.
This
So-
time, he is intentionally trying to blind you.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm going blind with my spark.
All right, so let's see. Zero, did you roll this for this already?
Yeah, 2.
Okay. So Zach, Albatross and Jack Williams is stunned by the light. And when y'all blink and clear your vision, are you dropping the spell?
I am not.
Albatross?
Do I clear the spell?
You're able to clear your
Yes.
vision because the gold cools down really quickly. It's no longer flash bright red.
Yes. Yeah. I dropped the spell.
All right. The lighting in here is a lot different from your dark vision. It's actually not horribly lit. You can also see now that you're not using dark vision as a way of seeing, the lighting off of the shell seems to be hues of red and orange. You can't tell if it's chromatic or if it's metallic, unless I don't know what those words mean in the case of, because when I think of chromatic or metallic, I think of a finish to something, not like colors.
Think metal versus color. So like red,
then,
blue.
yeah, it's chromatic.
Versus
Or-
like bronze, silver, gold.
Yeah.
Okay,
versus
I got
metal.
that. You hear a bellowing roar. Would you like to try that again?
We didn't try anything. What are you talking about?
Yo, maybe we should hit up that dungeon.
He awaits a response. He is standing up on all fours, and he is filling out this room.
It was a point of avatar, right?
What he was asking for is a permanent point of willpower, a permanent point of your avatar, a permanent point of your arete, or something of that. Something that is a permanent thing. Something you can't just turn around and regrow. So he doesn't want an arm. He wants something substantial.
She goes, how much do you want? One for each of us? Name your price. I know what you want. Let's get honest.
A sacrifice of yourself from each of you now. Or you can be gone from my sight. So, at this point, we're going to pause here. This is going to be the end of the game tonight. Unless everybody's good to go for another half hour.
I have
I'm still good to go, but I don't know about the other people.
8 willpower. I'm waiting on someone else, so I'm good to go.
Jack is good to go.
Albatross?
Yeah, I can keep going for another half.
All right. So you do have a decision to make. And he does give you a chance to leave. He's not blocking the entrance. He's standing on the gold. He doesn't look like he sank into it enough where he can't get out of it really quickly. But you can see the gold is filled up to just over around the edges of his front claws and his back claws.
So, good sir, like if some of us leave or choose to leave, does that price of us that choose to stay go up, or does it go down because some of us chose to leave? I just want to be understand so we have all our options on the table.
A sacrifice from each of you.
So it doesn't matter. Okay.
So it's all or nothing.
Yeah. We need that key.
Albatross is going to make a very desperate gambit.
And that gambit
Okay,
is...
He's going to use the Tesla driver to manipulate gravity and just like a force pull the plate over to him.
All right, roll it. But let me ask that one question before you do that. Do you know what the question is? Are you sure?
I mean, yeah, that's right. Sorry, I forgot. I was pushing. I said what I said was, do you want to do this? That's what I assumed it was. But
This is the storyteller asking the player, are you sure? Before you cast a spell, are you sure?
We already saw that it countered it.
we saw that it counters spell on itself. Centered on itself. Directed a spell directed at it, at the dragon itself.
Out of a game, I have enough willpower. I can sacrifice 1.
I will convene with the others before attempting this.
He doesn't move. He's a statue. That eye has not blinked yet.
In game, she goes, I have enough will to give.
Wait, so have I just told them my plan?
If you want to tell him the plan, yeah. Go right on ahead.
So there's no guarantee, I mean, out of character, there's no guarantee that if we leave the cave past the ward that he can still hear us.
Correct.
I mean, he's a dragon. He has really good hearing, possibly.
I be able to, I guess, alter the sound waves around us to create, I guess, for lack of a better term, a cone of silence around us where no sound goes out to the
Yes, you
dragon?
can.
I mean, I
Activate
have
the
forces
cone of
too,
silence.
guys.
It's forces 2 is fine for that.
Yep.
You're manipulating already currently existing energies.
Let's see if my luck holds.
Get Smart 101.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my luck's holding tonight.
Not a problem. He doesn't even try to counter it.
He knows what we're doing. He ain't stupid.
You are, as far as you know, in a cone of silence. Yes, I know that's a dick move to phrase it that way, but as far as your characters know, yes, y'all are perfectly safe in this cone.
I say we just give him what he wants.
Surprising. Totally got the settings right.
I have one last desperate gambit we could try.
Do you really want to piss off this guy?
Well, I mean, it's not like he's using the silver. The gold
It's
is
not-
all he really cares
It's
about.
not like we're using it either. We could have hit a dungeon. We could walk out and hit a dungeon.
Yeah,
So-
or we get the plate and we leave.
So, but he is asking for our avatar, our arete, or willpower.
Yes,
I have willpower to spend. I don't know about you.
I would prefer to not hamstring myself.
By the way, I'm going to point this out to you. I know some of you have wonders. Some of you have familiars. Some of you have objects attained through other backgrounds. So you do have other things that you can offer.
I have my debt.
No.
Oh shit!
That's no. I think just flat out he will not take your debt.
I like that. Like, how about
So-
some debt? You don't want that, dragon?
I owe you $10,000.
So I'm putting that out there. Your characters would have been able to suss this out once you figured out what he was probably looking for in regards to the actual obtainment of a piece of you. It doesn't mean you can't offer anything else as a counter offer, but that's what he wants.
I go out of the cone of silence for a minute. Quick question, good sir.
Speak.
I know you like gold and you already made your bargain, but what about knowledge? Knowledge of other worlds. If one of us or all of us or maybe one of us brings you knowledge, would from other distant universes, would you accept
care
that?
for that?
Okay, back to the cone of silence I go.
Do you say that out loud?
No. Just
Okay.
turn around and I tried.
I like that. Back to the cone of silence I go. The what? Nothing whatsoever.
He knows
Okay.
what's going on, but he's not letting you know.
So knowledge doesn't work.
What do you mean knowledge? What were you gonna give him? Like, what were you possibly gonna give him?
We travel to different worlds, adventures, stories, places. Knowledge, like, did you know that there's a giant moon at a library?
Did you know
My
that
God,
there's
there's
a
not
demon
1,001
at the rings of a Khan?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, did the dragon just say that?
No, I'm being sarcastic, Drew.
Okay.
Like-
I was like, oh, well, the dragon knows already. Good job.
No, but like, how often do you think this dragon actually goes to around the world, or to universes, or to multiverse theory?
Okay, Albatross will step out of the cone of silence.
He's looking at him.
Okay, Albatross removes Albatross removes the cloak, trench coat, and mind concealing cap. He presents it to the dragon and says, "Will this cover the deficit?"
Out of character, I am going to let you know this. This will get you in hot waters with your secret agents, folks, and it could lose you the background.
Yeah,
Because
that's
this
your
is
stuff,
not
right?
your items, it's someone else's. I'm just saying this out loud so you know that. Your character would understand that, yes, this is a very specific thing. Giving away technocracy items is a bad juju thing to do. You could rebuild the background, but if you give away everything, that's what's going to happen. So I'm just putting that out there so we're both on the same table, okay? Albatross?
Sorry, I keep forgetting I'm on push to talk. Okay, I'm thinking.
Now, if you don't give away everything, then you won't lose the entire thing. But if you give away the cloak and all the other stuff, yeah. They're going to come back and say, well, we're not going to provide you with those weapons anymore. Last time you did it, you just gave it away to a dragon.
I would say give him the cloak.
Okay, I present him the cloak.
Okay.
Will this suffice?
He looks at it with a discerning eye. Still hasn't blinked. Because y'all have been talking for like 10 minutes. He doesn't seem to notice the time like you guys do. And the other three.
The other three,
You attacked me! And by the way, that roar, when he says attack me, kind of shakes your bubble.
In the bubble. Tactically, it was your fault. Looks at Mr. Williams.
Jack's just gonna look back.
Your
Yes.
sacrifice is acceptable. And what of the other three?
Well, there's no knowledge. The guy probably doesn't play video games. Doesn't
Right.
like books.
I cannot speak for them.
Well, I don't. She goes. Well, I go. Well, she goes. Well, I don't know about you two, but I made up my choice. Steps out. I will give you a piece of my will, aka willpower.
And the other two?
Still deciding.
I mean, at this point, Jack's just gonna
Hey, put
drop
the
the
cloak-
cone of silence.
I put the cloak on the ground and tell the dragon I will reconvene and try to speed them to a decision. I go back into the cone of silence.
I hang out with the dragon. Wish I had my phone to take selfies.
So that leaves Jack and Zavon
And
to make a decision.
And I lose a point of willpower, right?
Yes, you're going to lose a permanent point of willpower, but we're going to cover that here in just a moment.
Zero has offered her willpower, and I offered one of the technocracy's items.
Drew?
You know what? Yeah, I can do that. That works.
What are you doing?
I walk out. I walk out to the dragon, and I'm like, I could probably use this later, but I'm sure it'll come to bite me. But trade is fair. I give him one of my willpower.
All right. And he looks at the last person. The eye doesn't move that much, but you know it's focused on you like a spotlight.
I feel like asking its name other than name Mr. Dragon. I ask it its name.
I don't think he heard you.
I heard a sigh.
Yeah, sorry, that was me. I just inadvertently timed it against what Zero was going to ask.
Yeah.
I ask the dragon its name.
It doesn't respond.
Okay.
I give up 1 point of my willpower.
All right. So, he reaches out, and you can tell by the way that the actions is happening, he's not doing this in an aggressive manner. But he comes towards you, touches each of you on the head. That gives up a point of willpower. You can take it off your character sheet now. And I'll do it for Drew since I know he's on a shaky connection
I
at
can
best.
do it.
I got it already.
I can do it.
Already got it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I did not touch nothing.
And he will scrape the ground for the cloak and drag it towards him. It doesn't even cover one of his claws, but that's how he pulls it towards him. Lose 1 dot in your special weapons. Basically, when you get back, they're going to criticize you for it. That's it.
Hey, bro. It's a field loss. Shit happens.
Fate of the world, you know?
Each of you may take 1 item from the silver.
So we'll take the tray.
No, each of you can take a single item from the silver.
That's what I'm saying. So we'll take the tray.
Yes.
Right, Albatross takes the tray.
Now, everyone give me either perception investigation or perception alertness difficulty 8.
Can I lower that down? Oh, wait, do I have?
This is vision based, so you can use your specialty for it. So we'll knock off 2.
Okay, acute senses will knock off 2.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna go investigation on this one.
You said perception and alertness? 4.
Difficulty 8, you said?
Difficulty 8 with alertness, difficulty 6 with investigation.
3.
Okay.
I'm going to use a point of willpower.
Don't worry about it. Immediately, Zero finds it. It was on the other side of the pile of silver. And each of you can, the rest of you can take a silver item from the stack.
Is there a way to tell if there's enchanted weapons?
In the silver pile?
Yeah.
Well, you can use your magical sight to see if there's any effects on any items.
Okay, so if someone else is grabbing the tray, Zero will point it out and look at for any magical weapons through time, forces, or.
Give me that Arete roll.
Okay.
I'll do the same because I don't know.
I'm gonna spend a point of quintessence. Can
Okay.
I do that? So.
Standard difficulty, or what's the difficulty for this?
It's a vision-based thing. It depends on how you're doing it. If you're using a smoke screen again, it's going to be difficulty 6 for you.
And for me, what's the difficulty?
Difficulty, you're a tech mage, right?
I spent a point of irritate, but I'm a tech mage, yes.
Difficulty 6.
Okay. Even with that irritate quintessence spend?
Down to 5.
Down to 5?
I can walk over to it now, right, and actually touch it?
Yes, he's not blocking you. He is...
Okay, I'm going to walk over and touch all the metal.
It's all silver. I'm not even going to make you roll
Okay.
for it.
All right.
Nothing about the silver is different than any other silver you've ever touched. All right. Some of the items do have effects that are on them. You do not know if they are inherently magical themselves.
Okay.
All right.
What is that roll for, Drew?
Oh, it's for the other ones, because the matter one I can touch, but,
All right,
I
so
used my pipe and I blew everything into it.
so that's the matter roll, and yeah, it's all silver.
Okay, so what specifically is magic? Like, is there like a necklace, sword?
There is a huge pile of silver. You can
Okay.
only see some of it. There's no weapons in this pile.
Okay. Is there any like gems, jewels?
Nope. This is all silver.
Okay.
So it's a
You
lot
said-
of cutlery, lot of a couple of silver helms, but they're not enchanted by the magic that you can see. It's mostly plates that have very, very clean plates that seem to have any type of magical effect on them.
You have got to be kidding me. She goes, thinks to herself that it has to be the plate. Is there any gold? Any silver? That's enchanted? No, just plates. Okay. I feel like he's
You're
staring at
not
me.
seeing any silver pieces that are enchanted, no.
Does he have anything else besides silver and gold?
Oh, he has plenty of other things. There's a pile of magical artifacts on the other side of him, on the other side of the gold, which is where the cloak is now sitting.
I asked
But
the
he
dragon.
said you could each take a piece of the silver.
Oh, fuck. Okay. I wonder if his sword counts as silver since it is. I'm going to ask the
It's-
dragon politely. Oh, go ahead. I feel like I cut you off.
No, go ahead.
If I can get a weapon base for something like this time.
Of the silver.
Okay, I'll
Oh, the silver now!
So gold, plates, or forks. silver.
There's a couple helmets in here, but they're not enchanted. They don't have any effects on them, rather.
She takes a look at one of the enchanted plates or forks or whatever.
Just incredibly clean.
There's nothing that registers. There's nothing that registers life or prime or anything. It all just looks like silver.
You didn't check life or prime.
No, I said I used the smoke. I went and touched for the matter, but I broke smoke.
Yeah, but you have to determine. So if you want to do the rest of them, and I mentioned this earlier at the cave entrance, you have to say that you're doing all of them, not just one. So I need another Arete roll from you.
Okay, that's fine. 2.
Actually, there are a couple of enchanted items on there for silver. You can see a few sets of cutlery that have effects that are permanently attached to them. You can see a helmet, because Zach's on the other side of it, because y'all are surrounding the pile of silver, that has an enchantment of some sort on it. You can tell it's some type of matter effect. The cutlery have a life effect on it. You can't discern it right now because of the circumstances. You'd actually have to sit down and study the artifact itself, but you do see those. You notice a couple of the
see both of
plates.
them?
What's that?
I can see both of them, the knives and the helmet.
The cutlery and the helmet, yes. The plates, you know there's a magical effect on it. You don't know what it is. It does not match the cutlery.
Can I call the other ones over?
Yeah.
All right. And I tell them, I'm like, look, there's the knife, there's the plate, and there's that helmet.
It's a set of bound cutlery. It is a set of cutlery.
All right.
I'll-
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What do you want?
I'm gonna take the helmet. She's thinking
Okay.
I can cosplay with this. Let's take the helmet.
Do you want the cutlery or the plate?
Who are you talking
I'm
to?
asking. Oh, I'm asking the Williams because the tray was already taken by what's his name? Albatross.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll just take the plate.
All right, and I'll take the cutlery.
All right. And I'll get those wonders statted out later. But with that said, do you guys leave peacefully?
Yes.
Yeah, we got what we came for. I mean,
You guys make it back out to your shuttle. It's still there. As you come out, you see a door open up. It's still cloaked, so no one can see it. But you know where you're looking, and you know what happens when the door opens up, that you're going to see inside of it. Do y'all just get on the shuttle and go back up?
Yeah, I let him know. Let me borrow the plate. You know, since I'm the one that detected it, and maybe I can figure out what's on each one for you. The plate and the helmet.
As long as I get it back,
The
I have
plate-
an awesome cautionary idea.
The plate you couldn't determine, and you couldn't determine the helmet either. You do know that the cutlery have a life effect on it. You just don't know what it is. You haven't sat down with it yet. Drew? I think he froze up on us.
Did we lose him?
I think so. But all right.
Yeah.
So, while we're waiting for Drew to get back, you guys make it back up to the ship successfully. Now, I'm going to do something I haven't been doing, but I normally do. We're going to go around the table. Yeah, he dropped. So, there he is again. Beginning with our albatross. What have you learned this evening?
He hasn't really learned anything so much as something has been reaffirmed.
Dragons
Something
are
that-
assholes?
No. No, that sacrifices are necessary for the greater good, as is in accordance with the Technocracy's code.
4 experience points? Robert. Same question. What have you learned this evening? Or what has your character learned this evening?
Well, Jack has learned not to try to blind a dragon.
That's acceptable. 4 experience points. 0. What did 0 learn?
That she can't write at all without writing corny Star Wars stories.
4 experience points. Drew? He might not be able to get back on.
Hello?
Drew, what did
Yeah.
you learn tonight? Or what did Zavon learn?
Oh, did you get my call? What I told to the guys about the metal?
Yes, I was clarifying what was going on with it. You don't know the effects on the helmet or on the plate. You do know there's a life effect on the forks. The cutlery. You just don't know what's the effect is. You haven't had time to study it.
Okay, but I know that there's a there. I do know that they're magic though because of the prime.
Yes, you know there's a life
Okay.
effect on it.
Right, for the knives, but not the other two. I know they're prime, but I don't know what.
The cutlery. It's a fork, a spoon, and a knife.
No. Remember, I told you that I told them to get the helmet and him to get the plate, and you said both of them are magical.
Yes, and you said you were also picking up the cutlery as a third item, right?
Right. I was gonna look at the cutlery, and I said I would take the plate and the helmet from them on the ship and look at it for them.
Yes, and what I was saying specifically is you can't determine the magic on the helm or the plate because they're outside your scope of understanding. But you can determine what the effect is on the cutlery because it's a life effect, and you can work with life.
Okay.
All right. But what did your character learn tonight?
I learned that one, dragons have really good hearing, and that essentially sometimes you have to give up the things that are really important or that you might eventually need, even though they might bite you back in the ass, to get what you need.
That works. 4 experience points for you. Now, I want to point something out to you guys. Drew, I want you to affirm this because you've actually seen my storyteller notes before. I expected you guys to scout out a little bit longer, like a day or two, because there wasn't enough time. And I have notes for you guys if you wanted to actually go in while the dragon wasn't home.
Oh.
Huh.
Really?
Never
I was
thought of
just
that?
Assuming the dragon. No, I was just assuming the dragon was going to stay home the entire time. I mean, being as he's a giant elemental quintessence battery, whatever the hell he is, he's probably, never doesn't really have to leave.
Now, my first note about the dragon. The dragon is mostly peaceful. It will only attack if it is attacked first.
Ah, we fucked that one up.
Yeah, I'll own up to that one.
My chicken scratch, if anyone wants to see it. But yes, stealth was an option for this, like proper stealth. It also says that each mage must offer up something to the dragon, and it will not accept anything less. And if they fail to agree, it will simply ask them to leave. So, I hope everybody enjoyed our game tonight. It's definitely something we enjoy doing. I've said it before, and I'll say it again every time I stream and I run these games. We love doing this for you guys. At least I do. I know Drew does. I know Zach, Lord Zed does. I don't know about Robert and Albatross on this one, but I do know that I enjoy entertaining people. I like being the center of attention, which helps out being a storyteller because then I get to be it the entire time.
I know, right?
But I do enjoy entertaining you guys. Spread this out to your friends if you can. We would love to entertain more people. Love to have that chat going where we have to stop because someone says something so ridiculously funny. I'm busting a gut. I love that stuff. I love the interactivity. Now, I want to say you can catch me Wednesday nights over at Lord Zed 2424. It's Zed, right? How y'all say it in Canada?
Just think Power Rangers. The evil villain.
I know, I'm being a smartass. I'm over on his stream on Wednesday nights, playing Werewolf the Apocalypse. And on the opposite Saturdays that we are not playing here, we are playing over on his channel a Hunters the Reckoning game, which just started.
And it's up on my YouTube.
And it is up on his YouTube, which is just Lord Z2424, right?
No, Zachary Ross.
Zachary Ross. Go ahead and put a link for it in there.
Yeah, I'll put a link.
And if you happen to miss this session and catching it on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. We really enjoy it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Good night, and may joy be to you all. Everyone say good night. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
All right.